What's good, people? Whether it's an earbud at work, in between class, while you're working out, or sitting on your ass, I want to welcome you to the CharlieGtv Podcast. And we have a hell of a show lineup here for you today, all right? It's September 15th, all right? It's September, but it's still a little hot in this motherfucker, but the AC working. I want to welcome everybody on YouTube. Remember to like and subscribe, you know what I mean? You know your boy working hard, dropping clips every day and dropping a pod every week, you know what I'm saying? We're going to talk about a lot here today. You know, we talk about photography, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get into a little bit of Detroit history for a second, you know what I mean? And might have a game of a never have I ever. All depends, you know what I'm saying? And you know Charles always has a couple headlines for you, but without further ado, I have to introduce the lovely guest that we have on here today. Now, she is a Detroit native, a caregiver, a photographer with a wonderful eye, and a proud mother. I am proud to present the soft-spoken, the chocolate, the beautiful Monica. Say what's up to the people.
What's up, y'all?
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
No problem. You know what I mean? So we start every podcast with what they call the Watch This Week, where we like sort of make a recommendation. It could be like a TV show, a movie, an anime. It could be a funny Instagram personality that you came across. You know what I mean? So what came across your consciousness this week that you want to relate to the people?
Like a recommendation.
I know you watched something. What did you watch this week?
I watched so much. An anime. So
it
was called Parasite.
Yes. That is a very good. It's a creepy anime with woman.
Yeah,
it's in his hand. You know
yes.
what I mean? It's a very good anime. It's like stuck with me in my head. Him talking to it, the thing going, the whole thing. Great anime.
Everything.
Great anime. Fantastic anime. That's a very good recommendation.
I really did enjoy it, but I was like, can I get more?
Yeah, I know. It was a little short. I wanted more. You know what I mean? I loved everything about that anime. It was creepy. It was like I watched that one on a whim. Something about it, you know what I mean, and it just did it, you know what I mean. I'm a little mad, you know. The pervert in me knows that they could have did a lot more with the monster in his hand, and they hinted at a couple.
I really thought he did. Like at one point they did when he was in the bathroom. Yeah. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute.
Something tells me if I read the manga for that anime, it's gonna be something different in there a little bit.
Yeah,
because sometimes they clean it up. Sometimes the manga really be unhinged a little bit, and they reel it in a little bit. But I'm not a manga reader. I'm not. That's a third level anime fan. I classify it as 3 levels of anime fans, right? You got the level 1, which will only watch the dubs. You got the level 2, which will watch the dubs with the subtitles. We watch both, you know what I mean? And level 3 is when you reading right to left, reading the manga. You know what I mean? Like
like you deep.
Yeah, you deep in there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not reading the manga. Well, I tried when I learned in high school. I had to read right to. I could already barely read regular comic books, knowing which panel to go to. I used to get fucked up with that, and now I got to read right to left. Like that's crazy.
Oh yeah, I forgot they are like that. You start at
the back of the book, and you like flip the other way, and when you're done,
that would throw me so off.
Yeah, I'm like,
I'll be like, wait, I did not finish this book.
Yeah, I'm not about to read right to left. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Parasite is a very good anime. I highly recommend it. You know what I mean? My watch this week. All right, I'll give y'all this new YouTube channel I've been watching. You know what I'm saying? His name is Nero. You know what I mean? I wish I could get. I know his channel is called More Than Nero. You know, I can pull it up right here. Yep, Nero Knowledge. You know what I mean? So Nero Knowledge. You know what I mean? It's this. He's from Zimbabwean, like from heritage wise, but he is obviously living in London because he definitely has a British accent. You know what I mean? So shout out to him. You know what I mean? My British brother. You know what I mean? Giving tons of knowledge. I appreciate that. You know what I mean, Marv? You know what I mean? So I've been watching homie a lot. You know what I mean? Shout out Nero Knowledge. You know what I mean? He's been giving me a lot of spiritual knowledge of how to try to manifest on this plane. You know what I mean? Thinking about, you know what I mean, the spiritual energies and the mindset behind you trying to manifest the vision you see for yourself. But anyway,
sound like I need to be watching them.
Yeah. There's a lot of knowledge in there. You know what I mean? So I recommend it. Nero Knowledge. Go watch it in there and go watch Parasite too. Very good anime. You know what I mean? So yeah, they had this thing going on about block parties. You know what I'm saying? I've been to many block parties in New York myself growing up. You know what I mean? I love block parties, but I only been to one out here. You know what I mean? It seemed like a week after that, the whole city wanted to crack down on black parties. You know what I mean? Block parties. You know what I mean? Just because of, I guess it was a shooting. I guess that was pretty bad. You know what I mean? But you grew up in Detroit. Have you ever been to block parties? What's your opinion on them?
Honestly, I was never like the party person.
You now outside with it?
Nah, I only been to block parties that my family throw. Any other block party that they promoting on Facebook, Instagram, or that I don't go to.
No,
I'm sorry. I like my life.
You like your life? You say you feel like it's a little violent?
Yeah, and I hate that that's how I gotta be. But for me, I just I'm a homebody, so I'm good where I'm at.
You good with yeah?
I don't need to be outside.
Like that. You know what I mean? Because I tell you something. I've been to a couple block parties in New York and all that. Yeah, but like, and even though there's more people out there, yeah, Detroit will flood a block like I've never seen before.
For sure.
You know what I mean? The footage I've seen, and even the one I was at, that block was flooded, dog.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of people.
My
there.
family throwing some block parties, and boy, the police had to shut them down.
I'm telling you, because the one I was at, I was only there for an hour before it got shut down, and it got shut down because they kept blocking traffic. You know what I mean? And there was people there keep trying to get them out the way. You know what I mean? And it was on Juneteenth. You know what I'm saying? So and the cops had circled like 3 times before that, basically in my mind trying to make sure like it ain't getting too crazy. But then one time they circled and saw them blocking traffic, and then they came and shut it down. You know what I mean? So it's like, listen, man, don't block traffic. But now they kind of mess with you. Got to be sanctioned and all that. They doing a lot. You know what I mean? I heard there was shots fired at one of the times trying to stop a block party. So they're really not playing with it now. You know what I mean? Because like you said, there's some violence that happens there. It ruins it for the best people. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's messed up. You know what I mean? There's a beach on Belle Isle, but it recently got shut down because of high bacteria levels. You know what I mean?
It did?
Yeah. They're gonna reopen it, I guess, after they do a little cleaning. You know what I'm saying? But I've only been to Belle Isle once. You know what I mean? I didn't see the beach there. I know they probably made one like a little bit. You know what I mean?
Have you circled around the whole island?
Nah.
That's why.
Nah.
It ain't nowhere near like when you first come in. You gotta go all the way around.
All the way around and see it.
And then you'll see it.
Yeah, I went there one time for a birthday party. There was like grilling out there. You know what I mean? It was a great time. It's the first time I ever drove my car on grass. You know what I mean? I was like, I guess I'm gonna park here because I seen other cars here. Like, I was like, fuck it. You know what I mean? That was weird. You know what I mean? But
that was weird.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we create our own parking spots here.
Yeah,
we really do.
Make it happen when you got to. You know what I'm saying? But have you ever been to that beach on Belle Isle?
Yeah, as a kid. Especially as a kid, we was always there. But growing up, and then you see, like, you look at that water, you be like, hold on. I do not, me or my kids will not be going to that beach. I'm sorry.
What you went in there, though, as a kid?
Yeah, and we had fun, though.
Yeah.
Because we ain't know.
Yeah, you ain't know.
We ain't know. And I feel like Belle Isle was much cleaner then. But over the years, and of course, it's sinking a little bit, and don't nobody really notice.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it's a lot. If you actually go, because I do go and sit on Belle Isle and just stare at the water.
Yeah.
But if you go and look at the edge, there's plenty of dead fish. Oh. Yeah. It's disgusting.
That's not good.
And then they be having their babies out there in that water. I just be like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
I really hope they go home.
Yeah, for real. You know what I mean? Somebody was like, somebody was blaming it on the fact that they allow dogs at the beach. You know what I mean? And they allow dogs in the water. And then someone was like, "Yeah, it's the dogs. You sure? So you sure it's not the dead bodies? It's the dogs."
It's both. It's both. It is both. Because if you think about it, it's just like so many people then either fell in there, jumped in there, got lost. They ain't up here.
Nah.
So
they in there. They in there festering.
And y'all just, let's go to the beach. Yeah. No, there's plenty of other beaches.
Yeah, plenty of other beaches for real. You know, I've been spoiled for beach. I mean, I spent some time in Rockaway, Queens, and it's like a peninsula in Queens, and it's like you like 3-4 blocks from the beach because it's a small place, so you always 3-4 blocks from the beach no matter where you are in Rockaway, really. And but that water is very cold. You know what I mean? Because it's New York water, so it's very cold. My childhood, I spent like maybe 2-3 summers in Jamaica, you know what I mean? Because I'm Jamaican, and the water in Jamaica is so clear. I remember even as a kid, I remember being bugged out. Like I was in there like chest deep, and I could still see all the way to my ankles, and I'll see the fishes around my ankles. I was scared of the fish at the time. I thought it was gonna bite me or something. I'm not really a nature guy like that. At least I wasn't growing up. I love nature now. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I've been denied it. But my little times in the parks out here, I got so much nature out here. It's really dope. You know what I mean? I love it out here.
All around Michigan.
Yeah.
I'd be like, I'm about to take a road trip somewhere.
Nature for no reason. You know what I'm saying? That's what I've been meaning to do. I've been meaning to get my drone to fly into some nature. I haven't done it yet. Yeah. But there's tons of like little nature spots that I know of, like little parts of water. Even Dodge Park over there is nice. And there's so many spots I know with nature out here because I just got it in abundance. You know what I mean? I was just at it was like an event for free haircuts for the kids, and I did a drone flight there, and I didn't realize it until I did the drone flight. But it's crazy when you look at Michigan from like a bird's eye view. Like in my mind, we on a block with houses and stuff. But when you put the drone up and you see it from, all you see is trees.
Yeah.
All you see is trees. You would think that park was in the middle of a forest, looking at it from up top. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you see is trees.
It's literally trees everywhere.
Yes.
Like, it don't look like it, but go up there.
Yeah, for real. It really is like that. You know what I mean? And my neighborhood in Brooklyn is a lot like that in Fort Greene. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of trees in Fort Greene. You know what I mean? And I remember when I was years ago and I looked at Fort Greene from Google Maps and I was like, there's a lot of trees there, but you don't notice it until you really got to go up to see, like, because the trees get bigger. You see the tree tops and you really see how much is really trees. So Michigan probably has pretty good air quality compared to some other states because how many trees you guys got. I respect that. So I wanted to ask you, so what was it like for you growing up? Was it a lot of brothers and sisters? Was it two parents? Was it hectic? What was it like for you growing up?
It was a little different.
Yeah.
I grew up with my grandma. So
with your grandma.
Yeah. And far as like siblings, I had a lot.
That means her parents was busy.
I got a lot. But it's like, it ain't same mom, same dad type. It's everybody.
Everybody.
And then including ones that's not really like blood, but
Yeah.
I consider them as my siblings.
I understand that.
So it's a lot of us.
Yeah.
And growing up, it's up and down.
Up and down.
It's an up and down situation. It ain't no, oh my God, I had the best.
Yeah.
It's okay for the most part.
Gives you character.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if you, I know you're a mother now. You know what I mean? So what is some things that maybe happened in your childhood that you was like, maybe try to correct more now, you feel like?
As far as the discipline.
Discipline. Mm-hmm. So you want to put more discipline on your kids than was on
I don't like the let's say the punishments of it.
Uh-huh.
I do the taking things away and all that. I try to gentle parent. It has worked for me a little bit. But now she done turned 5 and I'm just like, hold on. What happened? That's one of them. I don't like to whip my children.
You don't like to whip your children. I understand that to a degree.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because so you spare the rod, you spoil the child. You know that quote. You know that's what they say. You know what I mean? But I don't know what to do with girls. I pray I get sons. I mean, I ain't really want girls like that. But I've seen a couple dads with girls that made me like kind of want a girl. You know what I mean? And to a degree, I almost know what it's like a little bit because my little sister was born when I was 16. You know what I mean? So yeah, she was in my arms. She felt this. I tell her this all the time. There's a guy at my job that's my exact age. Like he was born like a week or two before me, and his daughter is 14, and my little sister just turned 14.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? So I told her like, listen, you could have been my kid. You could have been. You know what I'm saying? And there was a couple years when I was taking her to school, picking her up. They thought I was her pops. You know what I mean? I kept it a big brother. All right.
Okay.
Had to get to her. I'm big brother. All right. You know what I mean? But I'm who they saw. You know what I mean? And my little sister definitely remembers those mornings. Me being waking her up, making her breakfast, holding her hand, walking to school. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to pick her up. You know what I mean? And I feel the reward of that. Like you put that time in when they're younger. You know what I mean? And then they're like a little bit older, and they appreciate the fuck out of you. They do, and they do love you. You know what I mean? I feel that. You know what I mean? She gives me a hug, especially since I moved out now. Every time I come home and I go visit, she be like, "Oh, Carly's," you know what I mean? So. I love it. I do. That's one of the main reasons why I like going to visit back home. It's because of my little sister, really. You know what I mean?
Right there should show you that you would be a good dad.
Yeah.
So you ain't got to worry about not having a girl or not wanting a girl.
I know. In the future I might have a whole another. I know like to change diapers. I done sterilized the baby bottles. You know what I'm saying? And she had eczema growing up too. So when I changed her diaper, I had to rub her with this certain thing that would keep her skin calm. You know what I mean? So. She wasn't an easy baby, you know what I mean? But I dealt with it, you know what I'm saying? But I wasn't the best big brother. I did some things that was like just straight torturing her for fun, you know what I mean? Like one thing I did.
That's for siblings, especially older siblings. I'm the oldest, so yeah, I understand.
2 things I did, right, that was funny to me and still funny. I don't care. But so one time, right, she's like a baby. Like she's like 2. She like real young. She in the crib. I'm putting her in there to take a nap, right? She had a lot of stuffed animals, right? Like a lot of little stuffed animals. So what happened was they was all in her crib, right? So I pushed them all to one side and I laid her down to sleep. But what I did was I sat them all up on their butts, and they were all there looking at her, right? So she goes to sleep, and then I seen her wake up and look and see all her stuffed animals. Look, as a 2-year-old, see all her stuff. She got up and knocked them all down, right? Knocked them all, like, yeah, looking at me. Knocked them all down, right? And then went back to sleep. And what did I do? I rearranged them and put them right back upstairs.
Oh,
right?
that is horrible.
She woke up again. She was like, what the fuck?
Toy Story?
That was terrible, right? And I did tell her at one age, like, yeah, when you leave the room, all your toys talk shit about you. That's what I said. I said, yeah, they be all like, yeah, I don't like how she be. I made that joke. The other thing I did to her, I told her, she grew out of this, maybe like at 6 years old. I used to have fun with this, right? So I used to be watching her sometimes. And what I would do is I would start making zombie sounds. So I would be like, I said I was a zombie. She'd be like, stop it, Carly. But she would be scared. She punched me in the face.
Oh, you deserve it.
I did deserve it. It was still funny because she was terrified. She was like, my big brother is now a zombie, so I gotta take him out.
He gotta go. It's either me or him. Yeah. It's gonna be him.
Oh my God, you know what I mean?
I understood her pain.
It was so funny. And I remember one day when she was like, you know, it doesn't scare me anymore, Carl. I know you're joking. You know what I mean? And I was like, that's no fun.
Now I gotta find something else.
You know what I mean? So I did torture her with that. It was a funny time. Like, listen, made me babysit. Listen, she was safe, but I was the only danger in the house. You know what I mean? I just had fun. It was a fun time. You know what I mean? But yeah, I guess older siblings would do that. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's better than my uncle who used to fucking like put me in fight club all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it was crazy. You know what I mean? But I honestly, looking back, I thank him for that too. You know what I mean? I remember one time I was like 10, maybe younger, and he asked me to. He said, because he was on he's like 6 years older than me. He used to play a lot of football, very athletic guy, and he was like, hey, do like 10 push-ups for me. You know what I mean? And I got down, and I couldn't do one. You know what I mean? And he was like, that's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So we was always playing video games together, but while we used to play video games, now he was like, oh, lift these dumbbells while we playing video while you waiting for your turn or whatever to play the game or whatever. So I used to do that, and he built me up to the point where I could do a couple push-ups. You know what I mean? He was like, listen, man, don't ever let yourself not be able to do some push-ups, man. Keep some strength in your body. You know what I mean? So he taught me strength at a young age, you know what I mean? And I appreciate him for that because I've always been pretty strong since then. You know what I mean? Even on the football team with a bunch of guys, I was like lifting with the linemen. You know what I mean? My best in high school was, you know what I mean? I know there's dudes in jail that do a lot more, but y'all all y'all can do is work out. You know what I'm saying? But in high school, I was benching a good 275. You know what I mean? So they had me there with the linemen. I was benching some of the most on the team. You know what I mean? Because I had learned from young. You know what I mean? Keep that strength from me. So I respect them for that. So my other question I have for you is, who were you in high school?
I think I was like the invisible weird kid.
Invisible
honestly,
weird kid.
Yeah, I was quiet, and I always hung out with people that was quiet. Like we all just, but when it's us, we loud.
Yeah.
But when we like around other people, we like,
Yeah, you quiet.
We don't know you. And I was like, I don't know. I felt invisible, really.
You felt invisible. That's crazy.
And then, like, when people did notice me, it was for the wrong reasons.
Wrong reasons, like what?
9th grade year.
9th grade, first freshman.
I was dating a senior.
Oh,
that's
man.
one. And the senior girls was like, yeah, nah, why you dealing with him?
They gonna talk shit. Yeah, they mad, they jealous.
Mind you, I'm a skinny little.
You a skinny?
Twig. A girl bigger than me. 3 times bigger than me.
Yeah.
She wanted to fight over him. And I'm just like, it ain't even worth it, sis, but goddamn. Yeah. So, got over that. She got over it eventually because he told her, like, look, bro, relax.
That's crazy.
But being noticed, it wasn't him, but I ended up pregnant in 9th grade. I was just like, what the fuck? Yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't even know it until it was like 3 months. And I'm like, oh, shit, what the fuck?
Damn. What was that like?
That was horrible, honestly.
9th grade, pregnant, man. Yeah. I wish I could say that. See, I went to a school. My high school, I always say this, people would be crazy. We bugged out of Michigan. My high school had a daycare in it. There were girls going to my high school with their kid, put them in the daycare in the school, going to class, and then picking their kid up. From my high school had a daycare in it. You know what I mean? So, it was.
I would say it's a good thing, but God, no.
Yeah.
But
it's to the point where
it still motivated them to come to school, though.
Yeah.
So
what was that like? I don't know if your high school probably didn't have a daycare in it.
No. I was in Baltimore when my 9th grade year.
Baltimore. See, you say you grew up in Detroit.
I did. I moved to Baltimore with my mom for a couple years, and I went there for my 9th grade year. And mind you, I'm by myself, so it's just me and my mom, and I think my cousin, but he had ended up leaving, so it's just me. And I got into a fight for no reason, literally just walking home, going to the bus stop. Shorty like, where you going? What you mean? I'm going home. She rowdy, want to fight. I'm like, bruh, I do not fight. I'm little. I don't do nothing. Like, I don't. But at that, I know I'm gonna fight because I called my mom, gave her a heads up, like, hey, this girl keep following me. I'm trying to go home. She like, Micah, just go home. I'm like, I'm letting you know that she following me.
Yeah.
And she like, if she do anything, then you go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
She decided to step in front of me. We ended up fighting, and I was just like, "Oh my God, I hate it here."
Oh my God!
Because I don't like violence, no nothing. I've always been like that. So it's just like, why are you fucking with me?
That's so crazy. Now that's one reason why I worry for my little sister a little bit, because girls don't know how to deal with jealousy, really. You know what I mean? So, and
I can say that for myself.
The girls that get bullied a lot of times be the pretty girls, because like it be some girl that's not as pretty that's mad. You know what I mean? Because I guarantee whoever was trying to fight you was not prettier than you. You know what I mean? That's why she mad.
Not at all. And I'm just like, sis.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, winning this fight ain't gonna do nothing for you. Like, that's not
nothing at all.
That's not gonna make me more attracted to you because you beat this pretty girl up. That's gonna make me feel bad for the pretty girl. Like, why is he doing
Everybody this? Just like, what was that for? And I was just like, honestly, I don't know.
In Baltimore, let me tell you, man. I remember when I first was moving to Detroit, and I was telling people I was moving to Detroit, and they was like, "Are you okay? Why are you going to Detroit? Like, that's crazy." You know what I mean? And especially at the time, like it was in 2014, 2015, whatever. Like everyone was hearing about the Flint water shit. You know what I'm saying? Everyone was like, "We gonna bring your own bottles of water." That house came with a gun. Like, what did you? We was asking a bunch of questions. And right now, Detroit is really lit, and I told him that I seen the vision. My mother seen it. I didn't see it in the very, very beginning, but after being here a little while, I got the vibe. You know what I mean? And Baltimore is the only other city that I'd be like, man, I ain't trying to go there. You know what I'm saying? I made it happen in Detroit. You know what I mean? But I don't know if I could do it in Baltimore. You know what I mean? Because I always used to joke that I had a bar about this too. One of my first freestyle, one of my first written Wednesdays. I was like, first time in Detroit for like living in The Wire. You know what I mean? And The Wire was filmed in Baltimore. You know what I mean? So while I'm joking that being in Detroit was like living in The Wire, nigga, you go to Baltimore, you in The Wire.
No, literally.
You in The Wire. You know?
I actually did love it, like, as when I was a teenager and being there, because I was by myself. I wasn't with family, nothing. So I had my friends. I had, school was cool up until then. But I did have, during the whole pregnancy stage, because it ended in a miscarriage. But, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I had one teacher. He knew in everything. He was a black man, and I appreciated him in everything. He used to take me home, everything. He used to make sure I was good. I used to fall asleep in his class, and he never woke me up.
Wow.
Ever. I was like, I'm going to fail. And you just letting me. He like, you still doing your work. So, So he was there. All the other teachers, I didn't really say too much, or they didn't really know. Yeah. But he knew before I knew. And I was like, what the? He was I knew something was up with you.
Tell. Look, especially if they in tune, they could, if they're paying attention, they could definitely tell.
Yeah, he was very attentive to all his students.
Yeah.
And that, I was like, okay, I appreciate you so much.
That's great. Because when I was in a long relationship, I promise you, she didn't even have to tell me. I could, because I was with her for like 5 years or whatever. I knew when she was ovulating. I could tell. You know what I mean? Something about her. I could see it. Her titties felt different when she was ovulating. Everything was different. I'm telling you, when a woman's ovulating, bro, everything is on 10. When she ovulating, I'm telling you, dog. The glint in the eyes is different and everything different. The titties feel better. Everything different when she ovulating. I can tell you. You know what I mean? So the same way that happens when she pregnant, you could tell it'd be different. You could if you really paying attention, then you know you're paying attention for the right thing.
Clearly,
you know
clearly the men do, because baby daddy definitely paid attention. Like
for sure, that's funny as hell. So how did becoming a mother change you?
It changed my mindset. I was very childish. I still am. That's still a part of me. I'm childish with them too. But it changed me for the best, honestly. Because I was going down a dark place. And I was at a stage where I'm like, all right, y'all, I see y'all when y'all get here. If you know what I mean. Yeah. And when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, I was like, okay. Because before her, I had another miscarriage. And that was too much before.
Wow.
Ended up with her, and I was like, okay, we gonna do this. We gonna get through it. The whole pregnancy, I was scared as hell.
Yeah.
Scared as hell. Man. I got through the little stage where they say miscarriage is possible. I got past that. Celebrated.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, we got this for real.
About to carry this one all the way.
Had her. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta do what I gotta do.
How old was you when that happened?
21.
21? All right. My mother had me at 22.
My mama had me at 20. Well, 19.
19. Saying 21 with a kid. I thought about that when I was 22 too. I was like, my mama had me at this age. I couldn't imagine having a kid right now when I was 22. You know what I mean? So how did you?
For me, I actually wanted a kid.
Yeah, but if you had been pregnant before that, so you kind of had like.
I feel like if I ever had got pregnant before, I would have been like, no kids.
Yeah.
Because I basically raised kids my whole damn life.
Yeah.
So I'm like.
Well, because you had siblings?
Siblings, cousins, the whole fam.
Yeah.
We was babysitters.
Babysitters, yep. I know that feeling, yep.
We was babysitters. Yep. So raising the whole fam all together. And still love doing jobs with kids. Yeah. I worked with kids with autism and everything. Yeah. You said you was a caregiver. So you enjoy working with kids? Yeah.
You enjoy. It takes a lot of patience.
It does.
It takes a lot of patience. You know what I mean? Like I've learned that, especially when the little motherfucker can't communicate right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta. And
that's the part where everybody be like, okay, and they get impatient. But it's like look, you still learning, they still learning. Y'all both baby. Gotta.
I know a lot. I've seen a lot of Instagram memes compare like a crying baby to like your girlfriend. It's not true, but I'm just saying, like when you got a baby that's crying and they can't tell you what's wrong, you go solving everything. Like the diapers changed, they fed. It's not too cold. They got fresh clothes. Like what's wrong?
No, I've had those moments. Wrong? I really did.
I solved every problem that could possibly be there.
Our first day home. I cried because she wouldn't latch on. And my mom and her dad just like, Monica, give her the bottle. Just give her the milk. I'm like, no, she don't need formula. She's going to have breast milk. They like I'm crying and everything. And they like, we just going to give her the bottle and it's going to be okay. No, it's not because y'all giving her formula. So I had to go through stages like that. With her not latching, then she eventually did. But nights where she just would not stop crying, oh, baby, those was the worst. I was like, okay, I don't know what to do, but I'm going to figure it out. And eventually I did. Yeah. But sometimes it took hours. So good thing I wasn't by myself during the first little stages. Yeah. But, yeah.
That's a lot. I know that's a lot to deal with. That's a lot to deal with. You know what I mean? I respect anybody going through that parenting stage, especially in the first little bits when they can't communicate as well. You know what I mean? It's hard. You got to like learn the kid kind of. You know what I mean? I seen this one thing on TikTok, which was funny as fuck. They call it the cheese calming effect. I don't know if you ever seen it, but it's retarded. It's really crazy. You know what I mean? Anyway, the kid be crying, the kid be going through something. They take a slice of American cheese.
Oh, the sliced cheese is slapping on their face. And
the kid be like,
oh my God, I have seen those and I would die. I was
calm down every time. I don't got a kid to try it on now. If I'd have seen that back when my little sister was 100%, she'd have got many slices of cheese to the head. But TikTok wasn't a thing when I was there. But I always wanted to try it in real life to see if it would work.
You making me think about doing it to my daughter. She's 2.
Yeah, she can get some cheese.
She can get some cheese. All she gonna do is take it and eat it.
Yeah, but still, she might stop crying for a second.
Why you do that?
I heard people say it's because it's cool. I don't know what they're trying to why it worked, but I've seen too many videos. That shit is fucking funny. That shit is funny. And
definitely gonna try it when she's whining.
Of course, there's always some people in the comments going too hard. Like, that's processed cheese. Why you gotta do? It can hit her in the eye. You know what I mean?
But it didn't.
You gotta flick it right. Yeah.
You don't know how to whip your wrist.
Yeah, you gotta whip it right. You know what I'm saying? That shit is funny. But I seen those videos. I was like, that shit is funny as hell. The things that parents would try.
Man, you'd be surprised. It's so funny. Like my daughter, my oldest, she used to love when her dad threw her on the bed. And then I uploaded a video of him doing that. Oh my God! Here come he's gonna hurt her, and you shouldn't post this because child pepper. Oh my God! Ain't nobody gonna call CPS, and if they do, I'm gonna kick their ass.
For real.
Because what is you doing?
I used to threaten my mom with that. I was like, I'm gonna call the people. She be like, call them. They're gonna take your ass away. Your life gonna be fucked up.
I don't think we realized that when we said it.
She be like, go ahead and call. It's gonna be the worst day for you. I'm telling you right now.
They gonna do shit to me, but it's gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be fine. My bills gonna go down. You gonna have a rough life. You know what I mean? Like, my mother ain't play that shit. You know what I mean? It's funny. But I had Jamaican mothers and grandparents. They wasn't about to play that. You know what I mean?
They was gonna kick your ass as soon as you picked up the phone.
My ass beat many times. You know what I'm saying? And I'm better for it for the most part. You know what I mean? So you was quiet in high school. That's really funny. You know what I mean? I knew a lot of. I was everywhere in high school. You know, I hang out with everybody. You know what I mean? I was with the nerds. I was on I danced salsa for 2 years. I was on the volleyball team. I did football. You know, I did a lot in high school. You know what I'm saying? I did a little bit earlier, but I always tell us. So, a lot of people from high school was calling me London. You know what I mean? And the reason for that is because I went to the same high school all 4 years. But my 3rd year in high school, every day of school, like every day I went there, and every day also after school, like every day that year, I had a British accent.
What?
I'm not lying to you. I swear I had a British accent. I was telling people, and I was telling people I was from London. I went to Google Maps and found the street in London and everything, and I was telling people I was from London. You know what I mean? And I don't know why I did it. You know what I mean? If I had it connected to something, I think I had a breakup my sophomore year or something like that. And some part of me must have just decided, Brooklyn Carl, not enough. Brooklyn Carl, not enough. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, man. I'm going straight to London. You understand? So I was talking to people every day, man. And I promise you that I would have long conversations. And people would be like, oh, man, is he really from London? You know what I mean? So what happened was I would do it every day, man. And I had people that try to get me mad. Like, oh, man, if I get him mad, it's out of it. You get me? So he tried to get me mad and all that. Like, oh, man, fuck off, wanker and all that. You know what I mean? So I would even keep it with the anger and all that. You know what I mean? So I was really doing it every day, man. I promise you. So what happened was what I would say to people is, look, man, it's all I'm actually from London and I happen to move here, bruv. Or I'm a fucking loony doing it every day for no fucking reason. What makes more sense?
You're a loony.
And the truth is, I'm a fucking loony, you understand? But they'll be like, oh, man, I guess he's from London, I guess. You know what I mean? What really got me is that people, I did it my 3rd year, yeah? And people that I thought knew me for 2 years, bruv. I had a few of them actually believe I was from London. And I was like, oi, man, you fucking know me, man. You know I'm not really from there, but you actually believe that, so you're not listening. So I really think it made me look at people different. Like, you know what? People are not really listening. So they have a reason to fucking listen, innit? You know what I mean? So it really bugged me out for a moment there. But I stopped because it was my senior year, and I didn't want people really graduating and think I was from London. So when I stopped my senior year, guys was like, some people was mad because I had people that was like, coming up to me every day, oh, London, don't join it. And I could see them talking to me just for the accent, you know what I mean? I'll see this little glaze going over there, looking at me like, oh, man, just chatting to me like, looking at me like that, you know what I mean? So I'm just doing it, and I mean, like, oh, man, it's just feel like they went to overseas for a moment, you know what I mean? I'll give them a bit of an experience, I love that. So I was doing that, but I said, you know what, they can't really think I'm from London and really graduate. Like, oh, man, I had my friend from London and all that, they can't, you know? So I stopped it, you know what I mean, my senior year. You know, the other reason why I stopped it is because I had my real friends that really knew me. They would be like, yo, bro, all I hear is London all week, all day. Yo, nobody's around, bro. Can you just stop for a moment?
You couldn't stop.
And just let me know that you're still in there, man. Just stop for a moment. Just let me know that you're still in there. And I would stop. I'd be like, yeah, I'm good. And they would be like, nah, bro, you lost it, B. Nah, B, you lost it. You still sound like you from London, man. You lost it. And that would fuck with me. That literally like fucked with me when they did that because I was like, I definitely stopped. And they'd be like, nah, you lost it. And the thing is I was like, I got to the point where I was dead ass like thinking, like my inner voice changed. You know what I mean? And I noticed that, but like when you think, when I talk to myself in my head, it started to sound as a British man. You know what I mean? Like, oi man, just chip and all that. You know what I mean? So it got to the point where my inner voice sort of changed for a moment. You know what I mean? So so that was fucking with me for a second. So I know like my New York accent, even when I stopped for a good 3 years. I was like almost afraid to do it. You know what I mean? Because I was like, I don't want to ruin myself. I don't want to lose myself in that. You know what I mean? I ain't want to, because I'm not from London. I never even been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm going to go there one day. You know what I mean? Just to see if I can blend in with you lot. You know what I mean? Go to the pub and all, like get chummy with you fucks. Be like, oh man, I'll see if you put me. Hey, there's a fucking yank, fucking pretender here, imposter, fuck off. Or be like, oh man, it's one of us, man. Hey, you coming out for a bit. You know what I mean? See if I can blend in with you guys. It'd be like, you know what I mean? And also, you know, Spider-Man is one of my favorite superheroes. You know what I mean? Uncle Ben always said, with great power comes great responsibility. Besides my prom date, which I broke up with her after the prom, and I later on confessed to her that I wasn't from London, but she was a very beautiful girl in high school, and I needed this win. You know, I needed this win. You know what I'm saying? So I used what I had, and I came up to her, oi love, and all that, chatting her up and all that, you know, get me? And of course it fucking worked, bruv, of course. And I had the number and all that, I was chatting her up, and I got to the prom date, and I had the baddest bitch at fucking prom, I promise you, man. And people were like, oi man, you know, but people giving me props and all that, you know what I mean? And I had a couple of my friends like, oi man, just do me a favour, don't fucking tell her I'm not really from London, hold me down, man. You know what I mean? No one really blew my cover that night, I appreciate that. You know what I mean? But I didn't take it too much further with her because I felt guilty. I felt bad at the end of the day. I was like, I don't know if she would really fuck with me if she ain't think I was from London. You know what I mean? So later on, she was like, well, I fell in love with your personality, this and that. But I couldn't trust it because, like, listen, you thought I was from London. You know what I'm saying? So I've never used it, like, on a night as a bar. Never used it, you know what I mean? But as I've gotten older, you know, I've asked a few girls, you know what I mean? I was like, so if you met a guy and you thought he was from London or whatever, and y'all was getting it on or whatever, you shagged in the apartment and all that, you know what I mean? And he wakes up and he's like, all right, man, I appreciate that, you know what I mean? I'm call you back, you know what I mean? You know, would you be like, like I said it was like grape, but how would you react if you met a guy, you know what I mean? He's like, oh, like I always make this joke. I'd be like, listen, you can either drive a foreign or you could be foreign. You heard me?
Hey.
Yeah, listen. I'm like, listen, girls got makeup, girls got all sorts of things that they can use to, at least my shit takes some skill. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But it's still wrong. But how would you feel? How would you feel if a guy did that to you?
Honestly, I'm gonna laugh my fucking ass off. Because wait, I'll be like, wait, talk to me one more time. And if you like, how did you do that the whole night?
Yeah, the whole
night,
the whole time.
And I'm just be asking, where you really from?
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna be like,
you don't believe in anything
what
after
the
that.
fuck? No, we not about to be arguing or nothing. I'm about to be laughing my ass off because you really fucking got me, man.
Yeah.
But I think that is funny as hell.
I've actually met people that are from there, you know what I mean? I always do the accent. Every time I meet people that are actually from London, I'll be like, oh man, Georgia, you know what I mean? Let me know if you actually believe me or not, you know what I mean? And all of them have told me, look, you know what, if you say you're from a particular place, because apparently there's different dialects of an English accent, you know what I mean? So there's the Wales people and the Liverpool and all that. They said, I believe it's East London or something like that. They said the one that I have. So if you said you was from East London and I'm from London, I might actually believe you because you sound like the lot that are from there. But if you're not, if you say the wrong place and you're not matching up with the accents, I'm like, oi man, mine's just full of it, you know what I mean? So I've actually fooled people that are actually from fucking London. So I know I can actually fool people that are really fucking Americans. I got you lot boxed in. You can't fuck with me really. But I haven't done it really on girls. Really. But the older I get, you know what I'm saying, the more I'm coming around to the idea of doing it. You know, I haven't done it yet.
Go to the bar and try it. I would really like to be the wingman on this one. Let me sit and watch. Because what? And then if it worked, my man.
Listen, there's no doubt about it. For me personally, for whatever reason, I know from studies they say that when you have a British accent, Americans perceive your intelligence to be a little bit higher, purely based on the British accent. You know what I mean? And I do feel like it adds attraction. Like if you thought I was a 7, if I came with the accent, now I'm an 8 at least. I'm like, it definitely boosts the number, you know, for sure. You know what I mean? I had girls like, oh, I found Idris Elba. You know,
that is my husband. So yes.
I know I ain't fucking with you, Idris, but I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's definitely a plus, not a minus most times. You know what I mean? But I just feel too guilty, man. I feel guilty. You know what I'm saying?
At least you had a conscience. You thought about it.
All of my homies was like, dog, if I could do it, I'd be down there weekly.
Okay. Like what?
Just going off the back, man. Can you show me around the town a bit? Continue on the tour. You know
your friends ever be like, bro, teach me how to do it.
I can't. They be wanting. My funniest part when they try to do it, when they seem like this. The thing I always tell them, my best advice to someone trying to do it is that, listen, the number one thing that gives y'all away is that y'all put on a character. You know what I mean? Y'all like become this other thing. Y'all put too much energy into it to the point where like you can tell they're trying to do something. You know what I mean? What I always say is be yourself, but from London. You know what I mean?
Change your voice.
Yeah, but just be relaxed. So don't you have to be a whole person, man. Just relax in it. You get me? Just do it, but don't act like you're doing it. You know what I mean? Just relax a bit. You know what I mean? They be like, "Oi, man, chop it." Like relax, bro. You sound like you're trying to do a thing. That's why they know you're not really from there. You get me? It would be better if you're not even good at the accent, but you just relax with it. Like, you know what? He's so relaxed on delivery that perhaps he's actually from there. You know what I mean? So it's natural for him, as opposed to thinking that, oh, he's trying really hard right now for no reason. So what I would always tell you guys is to relax while doing it. Just relax, get comfortable doing it. What really helps me when I really want to do it, when I really want to fool, when I really want to, if I'm going on camera, if I'm thinking about doing a skit or something like that, like I do it the whole day before I do it. You know, that way I'm relaxed and I've been doing it all day. That way when the camera turns on or when it's time to do it, I'm already in that mode. Because it's harder to switch back and forth. But if I just commit to be in London, then I could do London. You know what I mean? The back and forth is harder to do. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in London mode, be in London mode, just relax doing it. You know what I mean? But still, I haven't used it on chicks yet because I still feel bad about it. You know what I'm saying? But I done got fucked over by a couple of chicks. You know, one or two more you chicks do me wrong. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna at least British London on y'all niggas. You know what I'm saying? Y'all keep playing with me. You know what I'm saying? Keep playing with me. I'm gonna get revenge for the city, but I'm gonna get revenge. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna come out.
I'm telling you.
The British gonna come out.
I'm telling you. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? All right. So, what are some role models you might have had either growing up or like, whether it's your family or a celebrity you looked up to, you know what I mean? What are some people you looked up to growing up?
Growing up, my grandma was one of them. As far as celebrities go, I always looked up to Monica because my dad told me that's what he named me after.
What, the actual singer?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And the fact that I can sing, I was just like, oh yeah,
okay,
a little bit. I feel like as I got older, it cracked a little bit. So I'm like,
well, you have to practice. That's all. Yeah, you should practice a little bit. You know what I mean? You got it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Her.
So Monica, who else?
Janelle Monáe.
Okay.
I used to love her.
Okay.
Like when she was doing the whole suits and stuff. I was doing it.
Oh my god.
I was that in love with her. I was
with
like,
her little fedora. She
yes.
was little.
Yes. If only I had one though. She was just
cold blooded with it. She could just wear whatever she wanted for real. She just had it like that. I ain't gonna lie.
And now she just showing it out. And I'm telling you, girl.
So
I still love her though.
Yeah. Did you ever? Because I see you're a very chocolate woman. You know what I mean? I remember there was this very chocolate woman, very, 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 very dark woman. I remember. Shout out to Daria. You're probably not watching. You know what I mean? But you probably might be. I don't know. But she was very, very dark, and they would like sort of make fun of her. You know what I mean? But I always thought she was pretty. You know what I mean? I always liked dark-skinned women. You know what I mean? I think at this point I see it as a flaw in my attraction character because black women are some of the hardest women to deal with, in my opinion. Black women is dealing with in dating mode on hard mode with all the skulls, dealing with black women. You know what I mean? So I wish I was attracted to white women, or I just don't see love when I look in there. I just don't see. When you
look at a black woman?
No, when I look at a white woman.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah, when I just don't see. I always envision myself being married to a black woman. You know what I mean? I can never. The only other race I would even consider maybe is Spanish woman, but even then it's like I'd rather a black woman. I still rather a black woman all the time.
You ain't steal my melanin.
Yeah. I always right, even though they're the most least submissive women. Anyway, so
I can agree. I literally have been going through that, and as you say that, I have been trying to say okay, and taking accountability for myself because I just went through a little breakup that it taught me a lot, and we still cool, and I'm just like okay, because I rushed it. So I understand what you mean when about the black woman thing.
Yeah.
Hard to deal with.
I'm telling you.
It's a lot of, it's trauma there. You gotta understand, we've been through a lot. Especially, oh my God. I feel like I've been through every situation that you can have in a relationship.
I didn't
besides
looking
marriage.
At your stories, and I done heard you bitching the moon, and I'm joking. I'm just saying.
Oh no, I don't bitch in the moon no more.
I'm joking. But no. through the memes, I'm like, this girl been through a lot. Like,
for real, like no.
Like I always say, to my knowledge, because girls are slick. But I always say, to my knowledge, I've never been cheated on. You know what I mean? And I talk to a lot of my guys that do cheat, and almost every guy that I know that cheats habitually has been cheated on. You know what I mean? And I think that being cheated on fucks with your trust in relationships and trust in people in general.
Most
you know
definitely.
what I mean? So I feel like being cheated on increases your chances of cheating in the future. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you feel some type of way about that. Because some of them be like, I want to cheat before I get cheated on. Like they do that game, you know, which is very toxic.
I've honestly never done it.
You never cheated?
No.
You never cheated?
I'm a lover.
I respect that.
So
I respect that.
when I'm with you, I'm with you.
Yeah.
I don't see nobody else.
For real, dog. And
This is me, you.
I love that. You know
So
what I mean?
yeah, been cheated on multiple times.
Oh man.
And I just be like, how do you still want to be with somebody? But yeah, I'm a lover.
Yeah.
I can put my trust in too much. But I be having faith in people.
It's better that way, though. I think honestly, you know what I mean. Even though you're more likely to get hurt, you also are more likely to form a relationship that will last. You know what I mean? Because you do need that trust in order for it to go to the real route. You know what I mean? But I ain't really touched on the so back to the people picking on the dark skinned girls.
Oh,
you know what I
yeah.
mean? Did you experience any of that growing up?
Most definitely.
The little colorism.
From family and peers.
That's the worst part. Family get you too.
Family was the worst of it. So sad. But yeah, I didn't got all of it. I didn't got eczema from Africa growing up. Been called the African booty scratcher.
Shit.
People talked about me because I got a gap, and they just be like, "You are just." They talked about how dark I was, especially during the summer times. But I just be like, "All right."
Oh my God. That'd be another thing.
Eventually, I had look here, motherfuckers. I know I'm dark.
Yeah.
Okay, I can't change that.
Yeah.
I never tried to, and I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But now it's like all y'all motherfuckers talked about me. All y'all in my face talking about how beautiful my skin is, how chocolate I am. I was just the African booty scratcher, motherfucker.
A second ago.
Now you in my face talking about you had a crush on me in school. No, you didn't, nigga. What? No, you didn't.
Yeah, lying.
Come on.
Or maybe they did, but they just didn't. They couldn't take the social stigma that they thought would come across. You know what I mean?
I thought about that too.
You know,
like
they
maybe
didn't have
because
the
everybody
confidence.
else like, oh, she dark. Da, 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 da. You listening to them. So I'll be like, maybe you did, but that don't change
I
nothing.
think about that too. You know what I mean? Because I don't remember her really messing with guys like that. But I also never tried to mess with her. You know what I mean? But it's probably because it was making jokes about it. You know what I mean? But I always thought she was pretty. You know what I mean? Always thought so. You know what I mean? What you call it? I don't know why. I was just say the family thing is crazy because like for whatever reason, me and my mom's just like the only like dark skinned people in our family for that reason. Like my mother's all her brothers, because she's only a girl, all her brothers is all mad light skin. My little sister came out light skin, even though my mom and her pops was also dark skin, but she still came out light skin. My grandmother's light skin. My grandfather, literally everybody in my family that I look at, all light skin. Somehow my mama popped out dark, I popped out dark too. You know what I mean? So I guess my dad was a little dark skin too. You know what I mean? And in the summertime, I could be just like you. I'm gonna tell you right now, it get all the way. I could look just like you. If I stay out there too long, my shit will look crazy. My tan lines get crazy. When I show people my tan lines, but I look like a white man on the other side. The tan line. My tan lines get crazy. I'm telling you, I could be just like you.
That
I
is
promise
funny.
you. I could totally get there if I stay out there too long, for real.
Yeah, the
You know what I mean?
family was.
My family
It was
worse.
really just different because it wasn't technically my like biological family. So it was just like they made fun of me. They're like, basically, you don't belong here. So we gonna fuck with you until you get the fuck on. But I'm a child.
Yeah,
I can't go anywhere.
Exactly.
I'm stuck here. So
yeah, my grandfather used to feel some type of way about that. I know he did, because he like used to question my grandmother whether or not my mother was really his kid, just because of how she came out dark. You know what I mean? And him and my grandmother was light. You know what I mean? So he was like, "How this happen?" You know what I mean? My grandmother is very. I do not think my grandmother would have ever done. My grandmother, how she is, I couldn't fucking imagine it. I could never imagine. My grandmother's not like that. I swear to God, I would be flabbergasted. I could never fucking imagine that shit. You know what I mean? So, for sure, you know what I'm saying. And my grandfather never gave me any type of feeling that way. You know what I mean? I appreciate him a lot, really. You know what I mean? Because just certain things. You know what I mean? You always want to make your elders proud. You know what I mean? And it felt really good. And one of the last times my grandfather came to visit, you know what I mean, a couple months ago, you know what I mean, I got to take him to he was standing here, I took him to my podcast studio, I took him to my apartment because I had moved out at the time, you know what I mean, finally moved out on my own, you know what I mean, and when he was in my apartment, he was like, because for whatever reason, it's just a fact, I'm one of the only men in my family that like live on his own, like not with a girlfriend, not with a wife, not with another, like got his own place. And a lot of them didn't do that. They just went straight from mama's house to like living with Shorty. You know what I'm saying? And I did that too for 2 years with Shorty. You know what I mean? But then we broke up. Whatever. I moved back then I got my own place. You know what I'm saying? He's like, listen. The fact that it's your place is yours. You know what I mean? Like, I respect that. You know what I mean? He's like, he's like, you're a good one. You always had it in you. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I was like, I really love that. You know, I appreciate him for that. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you just a little recognition. You know, it helps a lot. And it goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? So, random question here. What was your favorite sport to play or watch?
I played softball.
Play softball?
And I used to love it.
You used to love it?
Yeah.
I hit it with the...
I could never really do it. I could never really pitch it. I was more so of a catcher. So...
He's a catcher.
Yeah.
All right.
I was out in the outfield.
Yeah, on the outfield. All right, you got there chasing them down. Outfielders, I respect it. You know what I mean? So did you watch any baseball growing up or like softball?
No. Nope.
But
which is crazy. I played softball, never watched it, but I love to watch football.
But you love to watch football. So you like to play softball, but you
I
like to watch
wanted to
football.
play football in what was it, middle school? I really did.
I know Shorty want to play
football. I was little as hell talking about I want to be a football player. Girl, bye.
About to get folded.
I just like throwing the football. Like, I got an arm. I can really throw.
All right.
Yeah.
I respect that.
But far as getting tackled,
Yeah.
Back up.
Hitch is real.
They better
you know what
protect me.
Yeah, but I appreciate football for that because I never got to get into any martial arts or anything like that. You know what I mean? And football taught me a lot about my body and my mind and my ability to push myself. Football, because I remember, I'll never forget this season, bro. It was before I even got to high school. It was on Pop Warner. And in the beginning of every football practice, they had you run like 2-3 laps around the football field to warm up or whatever. And I remember in the beginning of the season, I was with the linemen. As far as like, I was huffing and puffing, not in good shape. And of course, the wide receivers and the running backs is fucking busting that shit out. You know what I mean? And I remember being in the back of the pack, and the coach would always talk shit about, hurry up, gotta get your fucking, come on, fat ass, gotta get, you know what I mean? And I remember that. And I remember at the end of the season, there was just one time before practice, I remember running, and I just felt like nothing. I was just like, fuck it. I was up there with I fucking lapped them niggas. You know what I mean? I was like, and I just felt the progression of like, nigga, felt like you was tasting blood running these fucking miles, and now you fucking just winning it. You know what I mean? Just fucking going it. You know what I mean? And it really taught me how you push through the suffering and you could really get to another level. And the other thing that football allowed me to tap into was aggression. See, I was never a naturally aggressive or violent person or kid. You know what I mean? But in football, you sort of have to tap into that to be successful. You know what I'm saying? Like to really unleash that upon a person. You know what I mean? I had to work on that aggression. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's anything like it. Maybe if you get into boxing or something, but something about, listen, man, the amount of aggression and anger you can release on a football field, like you building your body up to be as strong as it can be. You literally can't do this anywhere else in life than on the football field. Just imagine for a second running as fast as you can, as hard as you can, and hitting somebody like you running, boom, boom, like that collision. They just say it's like, that's why you get CTE. That's why it's like car crashes. But the amount of aggression, and then you flatten, mink, and you just like, look at, like you just like, dog, you have to, or you'll get crushed. You know what I mean? So, like, the amount of aggression you're allowed to release on a football field legally is crazy. You know, it's crazy. You know what I mean? And you have to tap into that to be able to, like, you gotta fucking, you know, and I
tap into your rage. Not too much. Not too, but like, listen, I'm telling you, the best football players always had daddy issues, had a fucked up upbringing, fucked up home. It would be some of the, but that would be the problem. I'm trying to get, it would always be like little gangster, little mentally disturbed dudes, but on a football field, there was cracking niggas. There was crack, bang, bang. They had that killer in them, dog. For whatever reason, they had it fucked up, but it was the most fucked up kids, the most undisciplined. But you put them on that field, dog, they was ready to murk something. You know what I mean? Like, it took me a while to tap into that, but I appreciate football for a lot helping me do that. You know what I mean? I went through it in middle school too. You know what I mean? They was straight kicking my I always say my fighting record is bad, but I'm on a winning streak. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause whatever. I might have lost a good 13 fights. That's true. That's true. You know what I'm saying? But once I started winning, I started winning. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, I wasn't a naturally aggressive kid. You know what I mean? So it was like my middle school I went to, too. They said it was the worst school in Brooklyn. You know, MS 258 in fucking Bed-Stuy. Shout out to y'all fucking crazy motherfuckers out there. You know what I'm saying? They said it was the worst school ever, but I liked football at the time. There was the only middle school with a flag football team. So I seen it. So I went there. You know what I mean? And, yo, that middle school taught me a valuable lesson, though. It taught me that no matter how nice you are, no matter how much manners you have, or how much you don't start shit, that's not going to stop the environment from fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? My first couple fights I had there, I ain't gonna lie, I tried to run. It didn't work out because these niggas is very athletic. They chased me down, and we still had to fight, right? So I'm like, all right. So all right, running not gonna work. All right, I square up with these niggas. I'll fight. Guess what? These niggas are very good at fighting, and they beat my ass. They beat my ass. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn, I stood my ground, but I got my ass beat. All right, no doubt. Then what happened was, because they never knocked me out. I still to this day have never been knocked out. You know what I mean? So after you get your ass beat a little while, you learn to stay in the fight. Then you learn to fight. The first fight I won, I think that's still some of the best I've felt in my whole life. You know, the first fight I won where I beat his ass, they created a monster. Because the next fight after that, I started. You know what I mean? He said, hey, listen, I got it now, so I'm about to start some shit.
Because there was a girl I had a crush on that I thought never saw me. You know what I mean? Then I won a fight, and I started getting attention from Shorty. Then I won another fight. Now Shorty's sitting next to me in class. You know what I mean?
Now she like, oh yeah, he can protect me.
Yeah, so I'm like, nah. Like, to the little middle school brain, nothing else was mattering. I was failing class. I was about to get left back in middle school. I ain't give a fuck about nothing. Because to me, I'm like, I'm getting beat in between classes. Now I'm finally winning. You think I'm giving a fuck about this class? Like, I'm trying to survive out here. Okay. You know what I mean? And now I'm finally winning fights. I can't tell me shit. The third or fourth fight I won, I had moved from Brooklyn to Queens. They took me out to school. My mom took me out. That was probably for the best. You know what I'm saying? Because I was turning into a different guy. You know what I mean? A lot of my friends that I knew back then were sort of like me, but they didn't leave. I looked back on Facebook a couple years later, gang members. Straight gang members. And I was like, if I'd have stayed in that middle school, and especially because I started winning, I'd have definitely probably went that route. You know what I mean? For sure. You know what I mean? Because it's crazy. They recruit you is what happens. Yeah. I learned that because one of my friends had told me, he was like, what happens is you get your ass beat, and you start winning fights, and then the gang members see you whenever they try to recruit because you're strong, and they try to rope you in. Of course, they want you to, you know what I mean? And it's like a hard, it's a hard thing to fight, trying to get people trying to rope you into a gang, you that young, whatever. You know what I mean? So I'm glad I had left at the time, you know what I mean? But it taught me a lot. You know what I mean? It taught me to unleash that aggression. And the funniest thing is that I still didn't want to hurt these guys, right? So the way I won the fight was by de-escalating first, because I had to give myself permission, because I understood to win the fight, I had to unleash a certain amount of aggression upon a person, damn near deadly force, you know what I'm saying? And in order to do that, I can't be thinking during the fight. I can't be like, oh, this is bad, I might hurt him, whatever. I can't be, if you thinking any of that, you're going to lose the fight, right? So the way how I won the fights was de-escalating. I was like, all right, we ain't got to do this, whatever. Because what I was doing in my head was giving me permission to damn near kill a guy. Because I was like, listen, I gave him 3 outs on this fight. He's dying for this fight. He obviously wants to fight me. I said, yo, you got it. whatever. You got whatever. He still's coming at me. You know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm like, all right, I gave you chances to get out this fight. Now I have to unleash everything I got upon you because I'm not about to lose this fight. You know what I mean? So still to this day, a nigga get crazy. I'm like, you got it, bro. He don't realize that I'm giving me and my de-escalation. I'm giving myself permission to completely annihilate you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, you got it, bro. Whatever, you got it. You win. I'm pussy. You whatever you want to say, whatever. You know what I'm saying? He's still coming at me. He's still coming. I'm like, listen, God, I gave him a chance to get out this shit. Now I got to do what I got to do. I got to go ahead and survive. You know what I'm saying? So, listen, I'm going to de-escalate with you a good 2-3 times. You know what I'm saying? But after that, you about to catch these hands. You about to catch a vicious amount of aggression that you didn't see coming out of me. But me de-escalating, I was giving you a chance. I was giving you a chance to get out of there, dog. You know what I'm saying? Because once I let these hands go, dog, I got to let them go. I can't think about how it's hurting you. I can't think about nothing until you're not no longer a threat and you're not responsive to a degree. You know what I mean? Like, I got to neutralize the threat, dog. I got to neutralize the threat. You know what I'm saying? So, when did you first start having an interest in photography?
What year was it? I think it was 2017.
How old are you, by the way?
27.
27. Wow. So you said 2017.
Yeah. I just I want people to see what I see. Mm. So I feel like the only way I can show that is through pictures or video, anything. And I see the beauty in everything, literally. I just be looking at people and I be like, oh my God. It could be the smallest thing, like this mole on your face. Yeah. It could be the smallest things about anything or anybody. And I just be like, that is beautiful.
Yeah. I appreciate
that. I take pictures of the sky all the time.
Yeah.
I take pictures of people. I take pictures of my kids.
Yeah.
They my models.
Yeah, your kids.
Because, I started the photography business, but, support ain't there. So I use my kids as my models. Mm-hmm. And I use myself. I'm trying to use myself. I'm not good in front of the camera. Mm. I'm all right behind it, though.
Well, let me tell you something. Just for good. I just bought this camera, right? I am in the process of growing my photography business. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I already have an LLC. Good and Ready Productions exists. That's an LLC. Is a legal entity. You know what I mean? I have an EIN and all of that. I'm working on my business account. Working on all the back end. That's why I haven't really been promoting a service like that because I want a legitimate way to put the funds. You know what I mean? I want to do it the right way. But the next thing on my Amazon cart right now is the backdrops. The 10x8 backdrops with the white, the black, you know what I mean? I got this light. I'm going to buy 2 more lights like it, you know what I mean? And I'm going to start looking for females for free photo shoots. You know what I'm saying? You definitely qualify as someone that will look good in front of the camera. You know what I mean? So I don't know if you're open to it, but I would love to have you give you a free photo shoot.
I would be willing.
Give you a little more
see what I do, because I don't really like people taking my pictures. Because when people take pictures with my phone, they be fucked up. And I hate it. I be so mad. Either I'm moving, my face look crazy, they don't got the right angle, and I just be like, "Come on, bro! I take y'all pictures boom."
Yeah.
Why she look like what the fuck? Why she ain't doing this right?
Well, I only put out pictures you approve of. You know what I mean? At the very least, you know what I mean. But I'd appreciate a willing subject. I would appreciate that. I would
be willing.
Thank you. You know what I mean? Because I know it's not easy. As you say, taking pictures of. It's not easy, and it's a very competitive industry.
Very.
You know what I mean? That's why I'm offering, in my mind, a complex package. You know what I mean? Because I do regular photography as well as I own a drone. You know what I mean? So I fly around the city. I do aerial photography as well. You know what I mean? And as well as this podcast. You know what I mean? As far as the promotional. So what I was thinking was because this building is very close to the farmers market. So they're one of the people I was thinking of marketing to. Because I'm thinking all right, so if someone has a farm, they're selling at the farmers market, I could offer them a hell of a package. You know what I'm saying? Number one, I could give them an interview. And this interview eventually creates clips that pop up online that I post online. That'll be great promotion, small little clips of them presenting their brand or their ideas or philosophies. I'll tag them in it. That'll be great. Thousands of views for the clips. You know what I'm saying? Then also, I could take pictures of them as a photo shoot wise or their farm, you know what I mean? And then what can capture I'm sorry. But yeah, I'm so glad my phone is not connected to the camera anymore because now y'all ain't got to deal with that notification, right? So, what can capture a farm better than a drone? You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So I could capture their farm very well. I could capture them very well on the pod and the photography. So I could offer them a promotional package that'll like cover everything. You know what I mean? So I haven't priced it yet or done it out yet, but I'm plotting on you farmers market guys. And I'm gonna do a couple of you black farmers market people for free to begin with, because that's how I plan to mess up the game. Is that everything I plan to do paid, I plan to do free first, so that I can build a portfolio to then charge. Because people ask, oh yeah, I'll pay for you to, but what does your photos look like? What does it look like? And I'm like, oh, it's my first time. That's crazy. You know what I mean? So I want to be able to have some photos, some examples, some of my work to be able to show them. You know what I mean? So, so yeah, you say you started in 2017. You know what I mean? How do you feel like you've grown as a photographer from 2017 till now?
Honestly, not very much, because it's been off and on.
Off and on.
Especially once I got the LSC and everything for it. It was very off and on, because I'm like, the support not here, so what am I doing? So it discouraged me a lot. And I was just like, I don't want to do this no more.
I feel you.
But I still, when I look at my kids and the pictures that I took of them, I'd be like, ain't no way I'm about to stop doing this. I took pictures at the African Festival.
I meant to go
all
to
of
that.
that.
Go there.
I take pictures of my siblings. It's a lot. I just take random pictures half of the time. But I'm still trying to, get up there. Yeah. Especially with the editing. I don't really like editing, though.
Like photo editing?
Yeah. I don't really like editing the person at all. Because I'll be like, bro, you good. But I understand.
What I'll say is that, number one, so I bought a Sony camera, and even the camera that I plan to buy that's more geared towards just photography is another Sony camera. Originally, when I was getting into this, I planned to buy a Canon camera. And it's because Canon is the best at giving you professional quality photos straight out the camera, almost no editing required. You know what I mean? So if you want a camera that's going to give you damn near professional quality without you trying, go ahead and get a Canon. You know what I mean? Because it does it with the camera quality and because of the lenses that they, you know what I mean? But Canon will do that for you. You know what I'm saying? But Canon also costs a little bit, and their lenses are locked in. Like, they don't let third parties make their lenses like that. So there's not a lot of affordable lenses. So you really got to pay for the lenses really with the Canon. You know what I mean? So I ended up with Sony. You know what I mean? Because number one, especially because specifically because I wanted to get a camera for my podcast, right? And when you're asking a camera to have great autofocus and shoot for 2, 3, 4 hours straight, you know what I mean? That and not overheat, that eliminates a lot of cameras. Because a lot of Canon cameras have a 30-minute record limit. You know what I mean? And they don't allow you to go over that. You know, now I got to get up and go redo it. This camera doesn't have any 30-minute record limit. This will keep going till the battery dies. And technically, the battery is plugged in on this one. You know what I mean? So it should not die. You know what I mean? It should be good. And the memory card is a mother. I got a good-ass memory card in there. You know what I mean? But I do recommend Canons for that. You know what I mean? But how did you end up with a Canon?
My dad. My dad really taught me a lot, though. Cause
you know what type of Canon you have exactly?
It's a Tease 7.
Tease, is it a Rebel?
Yes.
It's a Rebel, so it's a proper T7i.
Yep.
T7i, yeah.
That's exactly which one.
Yeah. Shout out to the. Listen, I'm gonna have. I've done a lot of camera research. I know the Canons. You know what I mean? The first camera I ever shot on a real camera was a Canon T3i. You know what I mean? A Rebel T3i. You know, back in the day, it was way back. My friend had it. I was in New York. He had it, and that's when I knew, like, just the images coming out, they all look like they belong in a magazine for no reason. You know what I mean? The images you get out of there are amazing. Canon's great for that, but the color sign, you ain't really got to do shit to that image for real.
That's why I like taking the pictures and don't edit them. Yeah. I do a little light work, but no, I be capturing.
Yeah, and I'm sure they look great. I'm sure they look great because that camera's a motherfucker. That's a good camera. You know what I mean? So I'm probably gonna go with a Sony camera just because, like, I learned the gap between them. The thing is that Canon has, number one, of course, their lenses are extremely clear. That helps a lot. But I also learned that Canon's color science. Like that's just with the whole color shifting. And their camera color science is really great. So the colors look great out of it. Everything looks great out of it. With a Sony camera, if you want the best colors out of it, the colors apparently got a little better in the latest models, but like you're gonna want to you either want to color grade it yourself, you know what I mean? Which always like I can't do that. And then when I learned you can buy what they call LUTs, you know what I mean? Which is like there's other experienced photographers that have the same exact camera model. They can sell you a color profile that you can apply directly onto your photo editing or video editing software. You know what I mean? Where it's like they almost grade the color of it for you. You know what I mean? So that to me just closed the gap. And I was like, all right, so I could buy a more experienced photographer's color grading, you know what I mean, and apply it to my thing so I get the color science, and then it will pretty much close the gap with the quality for the most part until I learn how to color grade myself, you know what I mean, which is like, it's going to take a while, you know what I mean, but I learned how deep this rabbit hole goes with this photography thing, man. It's a whole lot of stuff I'm still learning. You know what I mean, with the ISO and the shutter speeds and the
because I've been looking for different classes, but I haven't taken one yet. So it's really be me self-teaching myself. Yeah. So far I have done my kids' birthdays, proms, parties. Yeah,
that's dope.
I've done those.
Yeah. Event photography and videography is really what I wanted to get into. You know what I mean? Capturing events like you said, baby showers or weddings or even music bands performing, a lot of performances or different events. Like I covered Cinco de Mayo with the drone and then with the on-street interviews and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But so I'm good at video editing. You know what I mean? I've done a lot of video editing. You know what I mean? Especially with my podcast clips and different. I'm pretty good at decent at video editing, but photo editing I have not. I don't even have a go-to software yet.
I've cause I put them on my phone, so I'll be using like PixArt or what is the other one? It's a popular one too, but I forget what it is. Oh, Photoshop. Yeah, you can use that too.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one for real. There's one called, I want to say it's called Lightroom. I've heard it a bunch of times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I use Lightroom too.
And I heard that that's like an Adobe type thing. And the thing about Adobe, which I hate, is the reason why, see, video editing, I use Final Cut Pro. When I first started video editing, it was on my mother's computer, and she had Adobe Premiere Pro and all of that. You know what I mean? So I first learned video editing on the Adobe software. And later when I bought my MacBook for myself, I went with Final Cut Pro because that's like an Apple native thing, and it's really the almost damn near the equivalent of Adobe, which is on Apple. You know what I mean? And the thing I like about Final Cut Pro is that there's people that have bought Final Cut Pro 10 years ago when it was only like $200, and guess what? They have the exact same Final Cut Pro that I paid $300 for, because when you pay for Final Cut Pro one time, you get it forever.
Oh, well, I need that.
Yeah, but that's for video editing. Now, Apple doesn't really have a photo equivalent of that. So, and Adobe loves subscriptions, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean? So if I want to get Lightroom, the best photo editing, best photo editing software available, I gotta now have either a yearly or a monthly subscription to Lightroom. So I'm gonna get it. I'm not happy about it at all. I'd much rather pay one time and be done with it like I can with Final Cut Pro. I never got to worry about video editing ever again. I got one of the best softwares ever. It'll automatically update. Don't got to worry about it. Damn near professional level, Gucci with video. You know what I mean? But photos, now I got to go to Adobe for their Lightroom because they're just the best in the game with the photos. And I'm not going to not, you know what I mean? So I got to do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm going to get Lightroom eventually. You know what I'm saying? Because there's just no better way to do photos, you know what I mean? I respect it, you know what I mean? But I still got a whole lot to learn, you know what I mean? And one thing that they keep telling me is that there's no replacement for, like, your skills as a photographer, you know what I mean? Like, as far as knowing what you're doing to a degree, you know what I mean? I don't know everything about the photography. I'm way better at video, capturing video and editing video. But photography, I'm a way more of a beginner for photos and videos. For some reason, most people start on photos, then go to videos. I started with videos, then went to photos. You know what I mean? Because photos is more easily, readily monetizable. You know what I mean? When I looked at the competition, bro. I looked at the competition, and I'm like, y'all are charging $150 for a 30-minute photo shoot.
Yep.
In Detroit, in Michigan, right here, real people charging $150 for a 30-minute photo shoot with the, now granted, they might have the holiday shit. That's one of the holiday pack with the fake Christmas tree, with the little shit with the kids, with the fake gifts and shit, with the all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, all right, granted, you got to buy all of that little props and shit. You know what I'm saying? But even just for the regular background photos, they still be wanting like,
be DIY.
Yeah, right. They still be wanting like $125 for just a regular background photo shoot. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, dog, I'm working for $20 an hour over here, dog. There's a lot of space between $20 an hour and $150. I'm gonna come in the game like, give me a little 75, 100. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna be way less than all of these motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Cause that's what I was doing. I'm like, look, I'm not even about to charge nobody an arm and leg.
I'm telling you,
because you can get so many. I understand you get so many pictures within that time, but 30 minutes, bro.
For 30 minutes,
charging me over $100, nigga.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, and I don't know what. Like I said, that's why I'm glad I got this space, because I got a room or two, either this one or like the other room over there I got that I will use as my photo shoot. Then when I do set up, but I don't mind. This is a good location to bring clients. They got their own little parking lot. You know what I mean? It's a safe location. You can't get in here without a key fob. You know, you could barely get into the park. It was open just because somebody went in there to have like a little event going, like a little bit of people. So, but normally after like 7 p.m. so this parking lot be closed. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a member, you can't text it to get open. Then you can't open the gate. You know what I mean? And you can't get out neither. You know what I'm saying? So like, if your car is in here and you don't have a number to get out, like that gate not gonna open just because you pulled up to it on the inside either. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta get in and get out with a code. You know what I mean? So it's just a secure building. You know what I mean? So I feel comfortable giving, you know what I mean, letting clients come here. You know what I mean? More professional space. You know what I mean? But still, 150 for a 30-minute, they're killing me. You know what I mean?
Tripping.
They bugging. You know what I'm saying? So another question I had for you is I'd ask you why Canon. You know why Canon. But how have you? How can I put this? You say the support wasn't there like that. You know what I mean? But I can't imagine why. Because see, Canon gives you that quality. Canon gives you a certain level. Like, it gives you a chargeable quality. As I put, like, you could charge people for Canon photos, bro. You know, because the camera's gonna look, the photos gonna look great. You know what I mean? So why do you feel like the support might have not have been there? Not enough family here, or not enough promotion?
My family is all here.
They all here?
All here. I didn't literally have family ask me how much I would charge them. I told them, and they still did not do it. They'd be like, oh, yeah, I do it, this and that. Then when the time comes, no communication. I'm like, okay, Blake. Okay. So I just started doing my own thing.
Yeah.
I do my kids for their birthdays. Just randomly go out and just take pictures. I don't be hounding people or nothing. I do, like last year I did do little promotions for like the holidays for
the holiday photos.
I did Christmas, but of course no one did it.
I was about to use this,
but I
place
did my own
bit.
kids.
Yeah.
They was
Everybody
was like, oh, I wish I woulda, but you didn't.
But you didn't. Yeah.
So you still got time. And you still didn't.
Yeah. That'd be the worst
Like,
part. You be fronting. Why y'all fronting for?
It's the beginning of December. I'm telling y'all, I got promotions. I literally was getting ready to buy everything, and I'm glad I did it.
Yeah.
Because when the time came, I used our Christmas tree that we had in our living room, my backdrop that I've been had, put my kids on some Christmas pajamas, and we took pictures.
Yeah.
And I used little ornaments and stuff from the Dollar Tree. Those was the props and everything. And them pictures was beautiful. What?
I don't know why they play.
I don't be caring about like, y'all don't support me, that's fine.
It's
but
crazy. That's
why I just be like, I'm ready to get out of Detroit, because it's very just everybody in competition.
It is, but listen. As a person also growing, one of the things that made me love Detroit was when I started my business is because, see, in New York there's very high competition. You think the competition is out here? New York is a whole different beast. I don't even know what I would be doing in New York if I was in New York, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Because like, it's just the competition. You can't imagine it, man. And when I look out here in businesses, it's like there's businesses out here without no social media at all. I've seen car places with no phone number. You know what I mean? And it's like the business models running in Detroit would never exist in New York. Never. Because y'all not going to make enough business to pay rent to be able to even stay in that spot y'all at. Because there's 10 businesses that would die for that spot right there. And y'all not pushing hard enough to stay there. You know what I mean? So there's so many businesses in New York that get shut down because of that. You know what I mean? Because y'all just not, the competition is way too high. And when I look at a lot of places in Detroit, it'd be like, they not at a certain level of success. Some of them, like maybe the ones in Ferndale or Royal Oak, or the ones in downtown Detroit, you know what I mean? The ones ran by different people, if you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Might be a little more sophisticated and up to date with their business models and their promotion and stuff like that. But a lot of businesses, some of your favorite bakeries and Coney Islands and different.
Those are like growing up type of places. Like Detroit is really word of mouth. Where we grew up.
Yeah,
knowing this place.
Exactly.
And it's a lot of them places of where we grew up, and they still in business.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, because a lot of people. I guess because a lot of people had left the comedy. So I just feel like there's a lot more of a need for your services out here. You know what I mean? Because in today's age, because I started thinking about customers for like the production company, whatever, and almost everyone's a customer to a degree, because if you're running any type of business in 2024, you need high quality images and videos of your business on social media and on the internet. Because if it ain't online, it don't exist. It don't exist. You know what I'm saying? And not everyone is good at creating these professional images and stuff for their business that they need it. You know, so do the business need it? Yes. Can they afford it? That depends on the price you're giving it to them. You know, it depends on the package. So, but they need it. They need it. Now, they definitely need it. You know what I'm saying? So, there's tons of opportunity as far as photography and business and stuff like that. There's tons of opportunity. And a lot of these guys be pricing themselves out the market. You know, even though I understand, ever since I started trying to buy camera equipment, I understand more and more why they charging so goddamn much. You know what I'm saying? Because this camera I'm about to buy, the next one going to be like $1,500 for this damn fucking photo first camera. Because this is a video first camera. You know, it does its job very well, but it's video centric, this camera. This camera is very good at video, but it's not as good at photos as it is. If you're still good at photos, but it's way better at video. It's really, really geared towards video. I
actually had one of those.
What, a Sony ZV-E10?
No, just like one. A Sony. And used it for just recording.
Yeah.
Bored. Just bored.
Yeah. The Sony cameras, they do have a lot of photo ones, you know what I'm saying? But for this one in particular, this one for like a year straight was Sony's most sold camera. Like, mad YouTubers recommend this camera starting off. You know what I mean?
I was about to say that's a good vlogging camera.
Yeah, it's a very, very good vlogging camera. You know what I mean? But like I said, for being able to record for hours straight without overheating, you know what I mean, or going through whatever weird problems, you know what I mean, I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Because not a lot of cameras that could do that. You know what I mean? So, open it. Come on now. Another one I have for you. So, next one I have for you was a game of Never Have I Ever.
Okay.
Now, this here is what they call a drinking game.
Yeah, most definitely.
All right, so the rules of this game, how they have it here, you know what I mean, is if the person saying it has done the described action in the statement, they must drink. If no one drinks, the player who made the statement must drink. You know what I mean? So
it's funny because I really never actually sat and played this game for real. It's horrible.
The other one I was thinking of getting was they got a drinking game with cards called Detroit or Drink, where they have a bunch of Detroit centric.
Yeah, I would lose. I'm from here, but I don't know nothing.
You don't know nothing?
Not nothing, but I don't really be paying too much attention to stuff. Like, I just be here.
Oh my God!
I know a few things about Detroit, but if you asking me some history,
or just like culture, like I'll ask you one thing. All right, this is not even on the thing, but this is such a Detroit one that I never had to deal with in my whole life till I moved to Detroit. I've been to so many parties in my life. And then I moved out here, and all y'all niggas is in the Temptations or some shit. So never have I ever successfully hustled at a fucking party.
I hustle all the time.
You hustle all the time. See, that's Detroit, right? Are you ready for that shot?
Ooh,
Are you ready for that?
gotta take the full.
Yeah, gotta do something. She don't really drink like that.
I'm not a drinker, baby.
At least do a little bit.
Ooh, I am. I'm gonna do a half.
Come on, you got it. Come on. Used to have. So you be hustling, huh? You know how to hustle at the parties? You got it like that?
That's the main thing I'm doing. The only thing I'm doing.
Only nigga.
I don't
she
twerk.
Act like she ain't. You don't be twerking. You don't do none of that.
The first time I ever twerked somewhere, it was like a couple weeks ago. And that was the very first time because I was wilding. I was like, what the hell's going on? The next day, I was like, yeah, I had time. No, that was literally, first time I ever twerking.
Yeah.
Out in public. I don't do it unless I'm at home.
All right, so you talking home.
I do everything behind closed doors.
That's funny as hell. I remember when you funny.
Man. And doing it out in public, I was just like, okay. I see why everybody having fun because I was really stepping out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because my comfort zone is sanctioned.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very isolated. I don't do nothing. No. Mm-hmm. But doing that, I had time and I said, oh yeah, I'm going back. I want to do it again.
Yeah, I'll do it again. Oh my God! Listen, man. I'm like, when did they all get together? I remember the first time I saw it. I was like, when did y'all all get to? Y'all all know each other, or what's
that
good?
One song. It don't matter what song it can be. It could be No Guidance. Chris Brown and Drake. Yeah. Everybody getting up. We hustle. Well, we ballrooming.
Yeah, even my friend was complaining about that. Something about Tamia hustling. I had to learn that one.
Oh yeah, the Tamia hustle. I still ain't learning.
Yeah. So
I ain't
too much.
I be like, fuck y'all.
Y'all
keep that.
Yeah.
Y'all got it. I don't.
Listen, hustling is a whole different thing out here with the dance. I know my New Yorkers don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but listen, you go to almost any. There was hustling at the block party, nigga. Every party
Everywhere
I've ever
go.
been to in Detroit, they was hustling every time. You know what I mean?
No, everywhere you go, it don't matter. Somebody can be standing out. You know how everybody got they selling plates and grilling on the streets.
Yeah.
Let somebody play a song that we hustle to. You gonna see somebody pull up and get out their car and hustle.
Oh my God.
I promise you, that's just how we is. One thing I can't say is them hustles, ballrooming, that bring Detroit together.
It do.
It be calm then.
Yeah. I want to do it. I want to do it because I got to because, my
do
friend
you know
was
any?
No, not even the basic one. I tried to have someone.
One. I teach everybody when we in the club.
I just
everywhere.
I ain't got it.
Parties all day.
And I salsa danced for 2 years. Like I was up there with the fucking. I love the salsa dancing. You know what I mean? I can't. I know I got it. I can't.
You can do it.
Nah, I can't. I'll try. I'm not sure whether I gotta learn because I'm in Detroit. I got to. If I'm gonna party, which I like dancing. I'm a dancing guy. But I can't do that hustling though. I just can't.
Yeah, you gotta learn the basics.
I gotta learn it.
Look, it's literally classes everywhere. Every club,
I've heard that
little bars.
I was joking too. I made a joke because I was like, "Oh, there's hustling classes. Now y'all hustling me. Now y'all hustling me to learn the hustles. Y'all killing me."
Hey,
for real.
Look, where there's money to be made, somebody gonna do
there's
it.
A whole lot of people that want to learn how to hustle. Though, that's why I must put up to a hustling class one of these times. I got to.
The bars like Blues Cafe, they
there.
do it. They do classes. I don't know what days, but they do them.
They do them.
You go up in there, they teach you some.
I gotta learn, man. I gotta learn eventually, man.
It's everywhere. You gotta. I think they call it two-steppers of Detroit or something like that.
I gotta learn it eventually. You know what I mean? Because it's a whole thing out here. It's a whole thing out here, and I can't not know it. You know what I loved about salsa. You know what I mean? See, the Spanish people are a very. You can see it in their whole language. Like they're very gender. They care about gender to a degree. That's why they bring L or la with their things like masculine and female stuff like that. And with salsa dancing, you can have two people that never met each other in their whole life. If both of them are experienced salsa dancers and they dance together, it'll look like they've been dancing together for years.
That is so funny. I've been recently finding videos on Instagram like that.
And the reason,
they just put random people together in the classes and they be killing it.
And the reason why, as a guy who danced salsa for 2 years, is because In salsa dancing, the man leads in salsa dancing. And
I noticed that.
And what the women learns to do is to pick up on the signals of what the man has to know the signals. So what I always just tell my guys in high school is that, listen, because they used to make fun of me, you going to salsa. I'm not dancing with men. That's what I used to tell. I'm not dancing
with a woman.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, your hand at her back, you gotta apply pressure with your hand in your back, and your hand up front. It means stuff, you know what I mean? So it's like y'all going back and forth, right? Yeah, y'all got the regular salsa dancing stuff, right?
Want to learn.
But when you, for example, when she steps back, right, and then you step with a wide step out of the way, and she feels you with the hand on you push a little harder, and your hand goes from a full palm, and you give her just 2 fingers from a full palm. When you step out the way and you give her 2 fingers, she knows you about to spin her. She knows that if she's a good salsa. So you step it out the way and you pushing her and you spinning her like that. You know what I'm saying? And you going like that. And you could bring her for another spin, and you can salsa dancing really as a man teaches you you're moving that woman across the dance floor, and you're guiding her the entire time. And she's looking for your leadership and guidance in the dance the entire time. You know what I mean? So I don't know how a man could not find that attractive. How could you not find the idea of maneuvering this woman any way you want all around the dance floor and her just following you? Because she likes it. She feels your strength. You holding her up. You moving her. Give her a little dip. She feel bring her back up.
Okay.
You killing the game. How the fuck could you not?
That make a woman feel so feminine.
I'm telling you, man. Because when they was giving me shit, but when I did my little high school performance, and me and my salsa team was doing it, all the dudes was like, "Yo, dog, you was up there killing that shit. Dog, you was up there with shorty like with the hips. I was moving that shit. I had the shirt with the little flurries and everything. I was like, couldn't tell me shit. I was Carlos, nigga. What are you talking about? You couldn't tell me shit. You know what I mean? I was up there showing the fuck out. You know what I'm saying?
Was Carlos? What?
You know what I mean? But I had a great time salsa dancing. You know what I mean? I encourage any man to learn it. You know what I mean?
I really always wanted to learn.
It's great. It's great, and it's great for couples too. You know what I mean? Because it's like, if you can't follow me in this dance, you ain't gonna follow me in life.
Deep.
I'm just saying, if you can't follow me on the dance floor, you ain't gonna follow me nowhere.
Were you really following me?
Yeah, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Are you following me?
Yeah, right. I'm telling you, man. And all right. Before I get into back to never have it. All right, so this is a. Why do I have this is a question? I'm gonna have to drink on this one. All right. Never have I ever pretended to be on the phone.
Oh, for sure.
Man. So
Especially I want nobody talking to me.
When did you pretend? Is that most of the time? Oh shit! I'm killing myself. So you ain't want nobody to talk to you? Is that the most time you did it?
I mean, as a child too, playing, but
yeah.
But yeah, when I don't want nobody talking to me, I have pretended to be on the phone, or like when I'm uncomfortable, because I never really until I got older, never really went anywhere by myself.
Okay.
And I mean anywhere, even to the corner store. I never went anywhere by myself.
Well, y'all got corner stores. Y'all got corner stores. I guess
I was in Baltimore.
Oh yeah, Baltimore did a little different.
Yeah.
Y'all got corner stores.
But even though it was like our house right here, the corner store right here.
Yeah.
I'm still, cousin, you going with me?
That's crazy.
I never went anywhere by myself. So like when I eventually did, I used to pretend like I was on the phone.
Oh yeah.
So nobody talked to me.
Like you wasn't alone, kind of make you feel like that. All right, I respect that. The last couple times I pretended to be on the phone was some dirty Mac. Not dirty Mac, it was some bullshit. All right, look, so I used to work at Walmart once upon a time out here in Detroit. And now mind you, I remember Walmart shift, I'm bored, right? So I used to use the British accent for fun. My coworkers loved it.
Accent.
Whenever I had like a customer that would come up sometimes, and my homie would always give it away because he would start dying laughing. He just couldn't hold it together. He used to piss me off because the customer would totally be hook, line, and sinker. Oh man, you have trouble finding this? I can help you out with this island or not. You know what I mean? So I'd be showing him around, and he'd be like, "No," he'd be sitting there laughing. And every day when he started laughing, he'd be like, "Why he laughing like that?" It's because I'm not really from London. He'd be like, "Oh, I believe you," whatever, right? So. It was a couple times I was there working alone, and I did it like 2 or 3 times. There was this really pretty girl came in my aisle, you know what I mean? And I wanted to talk to her, right? So what did I do? I pretended my homie called me on the phone, and I'm talking in the accent on the phone. Man. I'm like, "Oi, man, yeah, man, that's crazy, bro. That really happened." Like totally fake conversation and all that. You know what I mean? And every time, I only did it 3 times, but every time I ended the fake phone call, she'd be like, "Oh, I love you."
There's your accent.
There's my end. I'm like, "Oh, really? You like that?"
Thank you.
You know what I mean? I just moved here a bit. You know what I mean? I was really done the city and all that. We want to show me around a bit. You know what I mean? But I never really.
Got her.
You know, but every time it's dirty. That's dirty though. How you gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? Use the.
You gonna re-up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, my bad. I got you. You know what I mean? But yeah, I did do that a couple times just to use the accent. Listen, like I said, I always feel guilty though. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I could ever really, I ain't gonna say never, but I gotta reach a different level of savage to really just like really let a girl think I'm totally from somewhere else and totally get the cheeks.
That's
and totally
funny.
There's something about that.
Just
is
to get the
wrong.
cheeks though.
It's wrong. That's just wrong.
I'm glad you think like that, because a lot of motherfuckers be like, I'm about to do this.
All of my homies, every guy I know would have been like, "You bugging, dog." I would have been out there, chip, Cheerio every day. You know what I mean?
Come on. You crazy, because I would have been there. I'm about to go get her, bro.
For real. And I don't even know where I got it from, for real. My friend used to make jokes about me. He used to be like, he spent 6 hours a day on YouTube learning it. You know what I mean?
I was about to say, did you used to watch something?
I swear on everything. It was only later in life that I started watching stuff, and it was just to pick up on some of the slang. You know what I mean? Because some of that, you learn how they say certain things, helps add to the authenticity of it. But when I started to do it in high school, I just did it. I just had it and just did it. You know what I mean? And I just had it. And if I had to contribute something to it, I was a real big Harry Potter fan growing up. I loved Harry Potter. You know what I mean? So maybe that helped a little bit. And Harry Potter and all that. You know what I mean? Go to Hogwarts and all that. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So,
that helped you out some.
Yeah. Harry Potter might have helped me out a little bit. My brain is, but and the fucked up thing is that my whole family is Jamaican, right? And I have been to Jamaica several times, right? But my Jamaican accent is not as convincing as my British accent. Like, I'm confident I could fool people with my British accent. I'm not as confident with my my Jamaican accent, which is sad because I am Jamaican. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. You know what I mean? But yeah, I can't do the Jamaican as good as I can do the British. I promise you, I can't do it. I love Jamaica, Shut my people in my yard, I can't really do it, sir. Can't really do it. I can do it a little bit, but I can't do it. Listen, the British,
Can't keep it.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Keeping it and being comfortable in it. I would have to talk Jamaican for like 2 days straight to get comfortable in it. But the funniest thing is that my brother would make me do it sometimes, and like random wisdom would come out when I would do the Jamaican accent, because the way it makes me talk, it'd be like I just sound like a Rastaman that knows something. Sometimes I'd be like, when I would get into it, I'd be like, you know what I mean? So it's funny. Like I take on almost like a different personality doing it. It's really funny when I do it. You know what I mean? But yeah, nah. My British is my most convincing, I would have to say. And if I had to give a second place, it would probably be my African accent, which is slightly controversial. You know what I mean? Because Africans, I feel some type of way about Africans, because I had a couple African friends, and I only had one African friend. Because some of the most racist in my experience was from Africans. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah, they don't really like Americans.
They don't. But like they like the kids fuck with us. The parents don't fuck with us. Like I remember I had a couple friends from Nigeria, and only other African kids was allowed to go over their house, like to have fun time, whatever. Right? I only had one African friend, my shout out my nigga Muhammad, where I was allowed to go over his house. You know what I mean? They just like wouldn't let you in. They look down on you some type of way. You know what I mean? They don't really fuck with Black Americans like that. You know what I mean?
I don't get that, because why wouldn't you want to at least show me your culture?
Yeah.
Like which you know.
And I was open minded. You know what I mean? But these motherfuckers would never want me inside of their house. I promise you this, my man. They never wanted me inside of their house. I'm like, come on, my man. I'm one of you. I'm a black man like you. Why would you not want me inside of your house? I'm one of you people. You try to be racist towards me. I'm the president of the motherfucker. Like, I'm telling you, I promise you. I know for a fact if I was talking to somebody and they don't know who I am, I know I could probably fool them. I was dark enough. I stayed inside of the sun, it gets a little bit darker. They would probably believe I was from Africa. I promise you this.
If you just talk like that, period, they don't think.
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be too dark or.
I don't have to be too dark, but it would probably help a little bit. What I was told very much is that I'm very much Nigerian when it comes to my accent because it's not very.
Yeah.
There's a Western African that I cannot do, my man. But honestly, if I was to, like the King of Wakanda, I promise you, I could have been in a movie, my man. I should have been there with the people. Come on, what was it? What was it?
With the bears.
Ooh. Those my niggas.
I used to love them, especially when they be coming out. Oh yeah.
Let this man come in here. This is a disgrace to the people. Like I'm telling you. And my favorite word to say in Africa is president. That's my favorite word to say. I am the president, motherfucker. The way they say that.
Motherfucker.
Motherfucker. That's my next favorite one. And you know about that man, African black son. You know that when the black one, you know who I'm talking about, mother. You know the one that is doing motherfucker. You know, he lived that shit, but I ain't gonna lie though. But I really do feel like I got full. And the one I had to stop doing, because I had one cannabis lawyer. It was the only Indian that I had on the platform. We didn't want to represent India in any way. Didn't want me to ask him any Indian questions at all, which was kind of a little bit of a letdown. I'm not gonna lie. He wanted to be there as a cannabis lawyer. He was a lawyer for cannabis. He didn't want any questions about Indian culture, any questions about it at all. He didn't want to represent India at all. He wanted to be there as a cannabis lawyer. And we had that conversation before. And one of the questions I asked him was about my Indian accent. You know what I mean? I said, I don't have any ill will towards Indians. You know what I mean? Like you know, from India. You know what I mean? And but I can do a pretty good Indian accent. I said, this is going to offend you, my friend. You know what I mean? But he was like, listen, nah. He's like, well, the example he brought up to me was The Simpsons had a guy that ran the 7-Eleven. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was like how they canceled him eventually and took him off The Simpsons. And he used that example. He's like, listen, because of that. So even though I have no ill will towards Indians and I don't got no problem with Indians at all, he was like doing the accent. He feels some type. And I'm like, I was in my head, I'm like, but what bad stereotype is there? Because when I do the Indian accent, I'm thinking of like the guru, or I'm thinking of, honestly, what I'm thinking of, I'm trying to enlighten your consciousness, my man. You know what I mean? I'm thinking of like an enlightened nigga, levitating nigga, like super knowledgeable and spiritual type shit. You know what I mean? When I think of an Indian accent, I'm thinking of the dude that tried to train Aang with the Avatar state type shit. Like I'm thinking of like the most enlightened version of a human ever is really who I envision when I'm doing an Indian accent. Sometimes I do the Indian accent when I'm trying to give myself advice. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, this is not what you need. Release yourself in your desires. You know, but it's like offensive, and I'm like, man, I love y'all, I fuck with y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like, but all right, it's offensive, so I most of the time I don't do it, you know what I mean? But especially after dealing with him, you know what I mean? I was like, I didn't know y'all really felt that way, you know what I mean? And he did say that he does feel that way more with white people, you know what I mean? Because obviously they have like some history, whatever. British tried to colonize it, whatever. White men do a lot of imperialism. Yeah, I need to stay in your own land for real. No, I'm just saying, but nah, whatever. So he feels some type of way about that. You know what I mean? So that made me not, because listen, there's like 1 billion people in India. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not trying to offend 1 billion people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm trying to grow my audience. I'm trying to shut off 1 billion people. Like we will be fans of you, but you did the Indian accent, so go fuck yourself. You know, I'm like nah, come on. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like it's the same when people saying the N-word. I always say like, I'm not going to allow you to make me crash out just because you said the N-word. You know what I mean? I have a couple white people that have said the N-word that I've allowed to a degree, or I haven't like blashed out about, because it's like when I'm trying to detect is malicious intent. You know what I mean? You could use, I know yeah, anybody that once I blow up, y'all going to try to cancel me for it. I know, because the first 100 episodes of this podcast, this is episode 160 something. The first 100-some episodes, I had a co-host. Well, for the first episode, I didn't have a co-host. I made on purpose to start my first episode by myself. But the very second episode, I had a co-host, my nigga Colin. You know what I'm saying? And he said the N-word many, many times on the episode. But he grew up partially dealing with the hood. We met in high school, which is predominantly, my high school is predominantly a black people high school. You know what I'm saying? So I understood to a degree that he grew up a lot around us, dealt with us a lot. You know what I mean? So when he used it, it wasn't necessarily in a derogatory term. You know what I mean? It was like more like as if he was one of us, right?
He didn't say that ER.
No. But at least not around me, for sure. You know what I'm saying? But I also knew when I went to go visit him, his neighborhood he grew up in was extremely white. Like, you think of New York as a melting pot, but his neighborhood was white. Like, his neighborhood was one of the first places I ever experienced racism in my life from white people. You know what I mean? I remember this one time. Number one, in Rockaway, people in Rockaway notice when you go past 116th Street, black people in Rockaway don't go past 116th Street. They don't in general because there's nothing but white people behind it. When I say nothing but white people, I mean nothing but white people. Like, they purposely did not sell houses. Nothing but white people. I'm telling you, when I used to go visit him on 129th, just getting off the bus stop and walking there, I could feel the eyeballs looking at me. I could feel it on my skin. Every white person, what the fuck is he doing over here, right? And I learned later he used to get shit for it too, because they're like, why is he here? And then they would see me hanging out with him, and they would be like, oh, he's giving him the pass to be over here. Then they would be mad at him for me even being over here, because like, wow, he's only here because you fucking with him. If you wasn't fucking with him, he would never be over here, and I wouldn't have been. They're right. You know what I mean? So there's like, but it's like, that's kind of fucked up though. You know what I mean? That y'all giving him shit. You know what they call it? They call it a nigga lover. That's what they call it. They got a whole phrase for it. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? So like, they used to give him shit for it. You know what I'm saying? But that was I remember one time, right? I went to go meet up with him, and we was going to go smoke. And we went to go pick up this other white kid from the neighborhood, and we was walking down the middle of the street, and my nigga Colin told me to stay in the street. I was in the damn near the middle of the street, like where the bike lane would be at. I was in the street, and he went up to this house to go get his friend, and his friend's dad opened up the house, the door, right, the door to meet him, right, and he was like, I remember because I heard him from me being in the street. You know what I mean? He was like, who the fuck is that? In the street, you know what I mean? And I was like a friendly kid. I'm like a cool kid. So I'm like smiling, like, hey, what's up? He's like, I don't want that nigga smiling at me. What the fuck is he doing over here? You know what I mean? Like, and I was like, damn. I'm like, not even on your sidewalk. I'm in the street over here, way over here. But you were yelling past my friend, like, what the fuck going on over here? What the fuck? You know what I mean? Eventually his friend came out, but I remember that I was like, damn, his dad was not fucking with me at all. You know what I mean? I remember one time, and sometimes I tried to explain to Colin, like, the difference between how they look at us and look at them. You know what I mean? He was a little, like, ignorant to it, wouldn't agree. But one time when I was going to visit him, I rode my bike there. And, no, I didn't ride my bike. I'm sorry. I rode my bike in the hood, and I got pulled over. I'll never forget this. I was riding my bike in the hood on a sidewalk. There was no bike lane. It was a dangerous intersection, and I didn't want to get hit by a car. So I was riding my bike on a sidewalk. A whole paddy wagon, like, you know, the white van and shit with the cops in it. I'm on my bike like a block or two after riding on the sidewalk for only a block or two. And like, woo, woo, pull over. You on the bike, pull over. And they're pulling me over. I'm like fucking 15, 16. And they gave me a ticket for riding my bike on the sidewalk. And I told my bro, Colin, like, bro, that was like some racist shit. And then I'm saying, he was like, no, you're riding your bike on the sidewalk. And one day while walking with him in his neighborhood, we were walking on the sidewalk, me and him walking on the sidewalk, and I pointed out to him, this is in the moment, this is after, like a day after this conversation, and I said to him, look, there was a cop car riding by, and I'm in his neighborhood. The cops, both in the car, are staring directly at me. You know what I mean? And I said, look at them. You see them staring at me, right? And at the exact time they were staring at me, literally at that time, there was 1, 2, 3, 4 white people riding their bikes on the sidewalk at the exact same time. And I said to him, you see how they're staring at me and ignoring the 4 different white people riding their bikes on the sidewalk? They're staring at me, though. Because are they concerned about the white people riding their bikes on the sidewalk? No. They're like, why the fuck is this jigaboo? Why the fuck is this nigga in the where he should not be? What is he doing over here? You know what I mean? And I was like, you see that? You see that? You see it right? You see it right happening right? Look at them. Look at them. Right. They're not concerned about riding the bike on the sidewalk. There's this one, that one. Literally 4 different people on literally every different corner riding their bike on the sidewalk, but they're staring me down because that's what they're worried about. They're worried about me, not the people riding the bike on the sidewalk. You know what I mean? So I'm like, and he was like, I can't argue that. I'm like, yeah, you fucking see. You
get
see
it now.
Right? You see it right here. What the fuck can you explain this with? You know what I mean? But I was where I shouldn't be. You know what I mean? That's how they saw it. You know what I mean? So, so help them understand it. So they're gonna get mad at me at it. Whatever. I had to do it. But the way I look at it is like, because on one hand I was like, just for his own safety, I didn't want him using the N-word like that because I knew different black, and he did get pressed once or twice because of it in high school, whatever. But like, of course, we're not okay with that. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's like, to me, I was like, listen, the world's gonna teach him. I don't have to. It's not my place.
Yeah.
Because I know that I feel like he is not necessarily like that. You know what I mean? Because he's done business with us. He's done have his promoting on it. He's not cutting. He's not really like thinking like that necessarily. But I know where you grew up. You know, I know where you went to high school, but I know your neighborhood's like that. You know what I mean? I know some of your friends and their parents is like that. You know what I mean? And you know what I'm saying? But he eventually, you know, he even said on the pod one time, one of the like maybe episode like 80. So it was funny as fuck because like it was me, him, and my brother on the pod. And he was like, "I'm making a vow after this episode. I'm no longer using the N-word. I'm gonna stop." You know what I mean? And then 5 episodes later, "Hey nigga, you know what I mean?"
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was just like, whatever. Eventually, the funniest thing is that it was like episode like 102, 101, maybe 99, somewhere around there. He was like, "Listen, I don't want to be the co-host anymore." You know what I mean, or whatever. And I was okay with it. I was perfectly like low key. I don't think I ever said this on the pod. He watches a lot of my pods later now, but I kind of hope he doesn't see this part. But when he decided to not be a co-host on my podcast, I saw it as a blessing because at the time my podcast was only through Zoom, and he was my co-host, but he was in New York. And I always envisioned my podcast getting to like a real podcast level where it was like in studio, in person, multiple people. And it's like, how could I have a podcast like that when my co-host isn't here? You know what I mean? So when he left, I was very gracious about it. And we still cool now because I was like, this is great. Because if you didn't decide to not be on here, I would have had to eventually kick you off. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to move to Detroit. You're not going to ever be a real co-host for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's funny because the couple episodes later, soon as I got the place, I got the views, when like everything like fucking transformed. You know what I mean? From literally, because episodes every week is 52 weeks in a year. He was there all the way to episode like 100. You know what I'm saying? So that's like almost 2 years of pod episodes. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but my first year, fucking like 1,000 views, 500 views. My second year, maybe 3,000 views. Once I started dropping clips of the episode, that's nothing too. Clips is necessary. People got short attention span. Clips is It was only until this year I started dropping clips. You know what I mean, of the podcast, and because of my AI, so a whole lot of things I learned. You know, shout out to Opus Clips. Listen, if you're doing podcasts, look up Opus Clips. And thankful I told you, because niggas be guarding the knowledge. I told you the knowledge. You do your 2-3 hour podcast, you upload it to Opus Clips. What Opus Clips does, gives you 30 to 40 clips that are already subtitled, already formatted for social media, and you could go and edit and then post those clips. So use Opus Clips. That's a great way to get clips from your podcast. You know what I'm saying? That's what I still use to this day. You know what I mean? But the clips is what helped me get the 600,000 views plus I got now across the social medias. You know what I mean? But that would have never happened if he never got off, if I never kept going. But the reason I started this on my own when it started, because this is called the CharlieGtv Podcast. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's going to start with me, it's going to end with me. You know what I mean? So even though he was sort of there in the beginning, I wanted to do the first episode by myself. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was a shitty episode. Don't go watch it. Shitty episode. You know what I'm saying? But I had to learn. My podcast I've gotten so much better with it. The pod's gotten so much better. Everything's gotten so much better. I can't wait till I blow up, because this is really going to be a testament to hard work. You know, hard work and perseverance. You know what I mean? Because it ain't easy. It really is not easy getting to this episode. You know what I mean? I got sidetracked. Sorry. Let me shut up. What'd you call it? So second question. You're not going to drink on this, apparently. Neither I'm going to have to drink, apparently, according to the rules. But never have I ever cheated on my significant other. No. All right. Let me just say.
Do it, man. I've been cheated on. Why would I want to do somebody like that?
But that's sometimes people's justification for doing it, because they have been cheated on. You know what I mean? And they feel like, you know, they can't.
Like, oh, I felt like you did it, so I did it. What? Why did you
like
feel
I had a girl tell me that one time. She was like, I never cheated, but I cheated out of revenge. I revenge cheated. That's what she told me. She was like, I cheated on him because he cheated on me. Like, that's real toxic. That's real toxic.
Tit for tat thing.
Yeah. Like what the fuck is that?
Bro, just break up.
Yeah, exactly. How is that?
What is y'all doing?
How is that about to solve
Not
something?
everybody about to be at the motherfucking clinic.
Mm-hmm.
with a positive result to something.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it. Let me tell you, man. Listen.
Man, I can't do it.
I had to get...
No, I like my life.
I'm telling you right now, you know what I mean? So I've never cheated on a significant other ever, you know what I mean? And I've never been cheated on to my knowledge. I always say to my knowledge, you never know. Exactly. You know what I mean? Not that I went looking necessarily, you know what I mean? But nah, I've never cheated on anyone that I've called because I'll start relationships on, because I always say, all right, how you feel about this? Because I just feel like it's true, but I always say, so women control access to sex, right? Outside of you rapists out there, right? You're not going to have sex with a woman unless she gives you permission, grants you sexual access. Women control access to sex. Men control access to marriage, right?
True.
So there's plenty of women that might be like, I'll propose. No, quiet.
No,
you know, I'm quiet. I'm not quiet.
You say that, but you really not going to do it. Yeah. You're not going to want that embarrassment.
That's why I always joke about feminism, because it really got a line. I'm like, that's like people saying women can pay for first dates.
Excuse me.
Yeah, but when they do, is there a second date? That's my question.
I need to know who paid for the first date and they went on another one.
Exactly.
And if y'all did, please be married by now.
Exactly, because stop it. You know what I mean? Just stop it. Men paying for first dates and men control access to relationships.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And the reason why I think that is, for the most part, is because, sure, women give up a lot in a relationship, but I don't think women really register what a man's saying when he starts a relationship. And I think that men sometimes don't realize, really, they take responsibility.
That's crazy. I really just went through that. Like, I really just went through that. Because I feel like you're not understanding what I'm saying to you. You're not listening. You hear what you want to hear. And I can agree. I was hearing what I wanted to hear. And I was only hearing the part where he's like, yeah, I want to be with you. But I wasn't hearing the rest. And, yeah, that's where it went.
Yeah.
Bad.
Yeah. But I can speak for me, right? See, I know in my heart, with my business, everything I'm doing, I know I'm going to be a future millionaire. I just know it I know it.
And you keep speaking that.
So I'm a provider type, right? So when I say to a woman that I want to be in a relationship with you, you know what I'm saying? I didn't truly. This one thing I give my ex a blah for, because when I started that relationship, I was 23. When I ended it, I was 27. She didn't realize it, but I went from a boy to a man within that relationship. You know what I mean? So she got with a boy, and then the man realized what it was and left. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's because she wasn't recognizing or respecting the growth that had happened, the change that had happened. You know what I mean? She wasn't understanding that had happened. You know what I mean? So, and I didn't operate in the beginning of the relationship with the knowledge that I had at the end of the relationship. You know what I mean? When you really hear the quote, men listen, that a woman is a reflection of you. Exactly. You really don't take, you got to take, what that means is that everything about her is a reflection of you. The way she looks, the way she lives, the way she dresses, the way she eats, the way she presents herself. Everything about her is a reflection of you, because it's a reflection of your leadership and your ability to lead that relationship. You know what I mean? So when you really take that into account, so these days, I'm probably most likely, I'm very reluctant to start a relationship for real. You know what I mean? But if I do, you know what I mean? What I'm really saying is that I'm taking responsibility for just about every aspect of your existence. You know what I mean? Is now my fault or a reflection of my inability to solve said problem or elevate said situation. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's another thing too. A guy, at the end of the day, protection is your job. This is one thing I'll get with, because females say shit is controlling or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And the example I always give to them is the president and Secret Service. It's like, even when you're the president of the United States of America, security is the Secret Service job. So because security is the Secret Service job, they got to know what you're doing, where you at, how long you're going to be there, when you get, because why? They have to understand and control the situation to a degree. That way they can help protect the situation. You know what I mean? So they can't be responsible for providing protection for a situation that they don't have any control or knowledge of the parameters of what's happening. You know what I mean? So what I say to women is, if you can't be directed, you can't be corrected, then you can't be protected. And protection is my job as the man. Security is my job. If you have a bodyguard, he has to know what you're doing, when you do. So anyhow, whoever's job is security, they got to set the rules. Because I'm responsible. Something happens to you, now you call me up, come call you, come get me, whatever. But I don't know what's happening. I got to know what's going on. Otherwise, I can't do my job as security, providing security. You know what I mean? So, but a lot of women be like, she said it's controlling, but you don't think Secret Service is controlling the president, do you? You know what I'm saying?
I've never really seen it as controlling. I just seem like you care.
Yeah.
Like, you care that much? No, exactly. You want my location? Oh my God.
I gotta know.
Like, but I see, because women, they want the location and stuff as a sort of insecure thing. Mm-hmm. And I can admit to, at a point, I was like, what the fuck you doing? Who you with?
Man, there was, when I was with my girl, man, I'll give her my phone. Only thing you gonna find on there is porn. Go ahead and look.
It's funny. All
you gonna find is porn. That's it. You ain't gonna find, and it even got to a point where
go take some notes.
and I came to this conclusion on myself after subscribing once or twice to two reasons. All right, maybe 4 or 5 times, only for 1 month. I subscribed to an OnlyFans. I'll give it. All right, I did
Took that free trial.
I did it to an OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? And I myself in a relationship considered it at one point. And I stopped doing it. I considered it cheating. The reason why is because I'm now devoting financial resources to another woman for some sort of sexual gratification. Mm-hmm. And that to me is a lot. See, my resources and my ability to provide belongs to one woman. Now, some guys use this same mentality to justify cheating because they're like, listen, me providing security or me caring about a woman or me providing for a woman, that only goes to you. Mm-hmm. I'm just giving her dick. I don't care what happens to her. You know what I mean? But you, I'm watching everything. I'm paying for everything. And that's toxic. But I see how some guys think like that because they're like, I
have had exes like that.
Yeah.
Be like, I have friends like that too. They be like, well, I'm with my girl, but I'm just using her for the funds. You feel me? And I just be like, bro, you're still cheating on her.
Yeah, it's not right. It's not right. It's still not right. But
then it's the fact that you get caught, and then you just like, oh well, babe, I'm just using her for this. She helping provide for us. No, what the fuck?
No.
What are you talking about?
Never gonna deal with that. You know what I mean? And I still think that to be a high value man, it takes discipline.
Because you're entertaining it, even if it's just words. You still entertaining.
And another thing I learned is this. And I'm still young in the game for real. I might be 30, but I'm still low-key young in the game. You know what I mean? But I learned that no matter how crazy a woman's situation is, if she's fucking with you, she for some reason, on some level, expects you to lead in a relationship. You know what I mean? Like, and I know, and one woman that really crystallized this in my head was this 40-year-old. I fucked with this. She was 40 years old. She had 4 kids already. And still, one day, she was drunk in the car yelling at me, talking about, you're supposed to sacrifice for me. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, yo, I'm 30. You 40 with 4 kids. I got to, what makes you think that I'm supposed to, that's crazy that you would, I thought you knew what it was. They never know what it is, fellas. They never know what it is.
Listen,
they
you
never
gotta understand. Y'all got to be very blunt when it comes to that. Y'all have to explain,
yeah.
Nigga. Like, actions, you gotta understand, actions speak louder than words. And if you giving me something, you showing me some shit, but then you telling me another thing, I'm going off what you doing.
Yeah.
So if you sit here giving me relationship things, baby, we in a relationship.
Exactly.
What you doing?
Exactly.
When Sexy Red say, babe, I love you. You want everything. What? No.
Yeah, I love that song. I wanted to hate Sexy Red, but I like her more and more, unfortunately. She growing up.
I really love her because she herself.
Yeah, I do love that.
I love her. I don't, half of the time I'm like, damn, you doing too much. But she herself.
Yeah.
But yeah, y'all got to be very blunt.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that's where I fucked up too, because he was giving me the relationship things. We was all that every day with each other every day. So I'm like, yeah, so what we doing?
Yeah.
What we doing? Because right now, you the only person I'm dealing with. So we together?
Yeah, for real,
he like,
real.
wait, Mo, hold on, not yet. I'm like, no, right now. Cause I can't. And with me, I was just like, okay, I can't let him go and be with nobody else, and he giving me all of this. Yeah, he can't go do this with nobody else.
Exactly.
And it's just like, y'all understand that. Y'all gotta understand. Don't be, we cussing on here. Don't be fucking me like that and then get mad when I be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Who are you with?
Yeah.
Why are you talking to her?
Yeah.
Why are you doing this and that? No, I want to know what you're doing because now we in this together.
Yeah. I understand that. You know what I mean? In my current profession, I knew I had to leave that past relationship because she was not gonna be okay with me. How I'm operating right now, it would drive her crazy. You know what I mean? I've had several females on the podcast. You know what I mean? She would have been like, "Nah, what the fuck?" I'm like, I gotta talk to girls.
But we do have our insecure moments, like because we don't know. Listen, you gotta understand. We trust y'all. We don't trust the females because females are very spiteful, and they know you got a woman, and they still try.
They don't care.
They don't give a fuck.
Because one thing I learned, and a comedian has said this, but it's the truth. It's like, see, men will fuck your bitch. But men are just mostly fucking you. They want to have fun and give her back to you. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because do they want to do what I said, take responsibility for every bit of her problems? No. They just want to have a little fun and send it back to you. Women want to steal your man. They want all your man. They're like, this nigga's, they want your man to be their man. You know what I mean? So women are different. Women coming after you, they want your man. They don't just want him for a night. They want your man. You know, because
to prove a point, and the point that's being proved, I don't know what you a hoe.
It's ego. It's ego. I said this on one of my stories.
I've never.
And I've had some girls get mad at me for this. This is the craziest thing. This is the other side of the Me Too movement. They always talk about guys like abusing their power position, like trying to get on girls because they got something going or whatever the hell. But the other thing is that women, I've had a girl or two get mad at me for not trying to fuck them. Because some women have this thing in their idea, in their head where they're like, they want to see themselves as irresistible, right? So they can't. That's why they always call you gay if you're like trying to turn them down or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because no, you gay. You that's why. You know what I mean? Because it's like, that's why some women like married men, because it's like if they are not able to corrupt the man's principles based off the draw and their beauty alone, they feel some type of way. That's why a married man messing with them versus a single man, they get more ego boost out of the married man because they're like, oh, you're not supposed to do this. You know what I mean? But you just couldn't resist me. You just couldn't resist me. I was just too much. So he just had to throw his whole marriage away because I'm just that bitch.
The married me, I'm not messing with.
Some women love that. You know what I mean?
After dealing with, let me see, my child's father, I'm like, yeah, I ain't about to be doing no side bitch shit. You got me fucked up. What's wrong with you? You can stay with your girl, bro. Stay over there. Yeah. I ain't got nothing for you. That's where you want to be. That's where you call home. You better go home.
Go home then. Nah, I mean, because
I'm not.
One of the main reasons why I left my ex, and I'll never let her do this. I don't care. I feel some type of way, and I have a reason to feel some type of way in my opinion. You know what I mean? So, but it all had to happen. I don't regret it. It all had to happen because it's part of what turned me into a man. You know what I mean? So, 3 years into the relationship, her living situation with her mom kind of was turbulent, you know what I mean? And she wanted an apartment. She needed an apartment. Wanted us to like live together type shit. You know, I was living with my mom still at the time. But I was like, all right. So I was working at Lowe's. I picked up a job at Walmart. Now I'm working 65 hours a week. So because to get approved for an apartment, you got to make 3.5 times the rent. This is during COVID, the year of COVID. So between the two jobs, I made enough money with the pay stubs to be able to qualify for the apartment. Long story short, I qualified for the apartment. I found the apartment. I did the application. She had to get on there, of course, the application. But my pay stubs did the majority of the job, you know, and plus her little unemployment. I did the bulk of it. You know what I'm saying? We get approved for the apartment. Our moving date is November 30th, right? 10 days before that, November 20th, on my way home from work. It's only a 12-minute ride home, but I was working a lot, and I was exhausted. So 4 minutes from home, I fall asleep behind the wheel, flip my car, and broke my neck. Whatever. You know what I mean? So I was in a neck brace for like 7-8 months. And mind you, 10 days before our moving day. So, but guess who is driving the U-Haul van 10 days later in a neck brace? Guess who's helping to load the van in the neck brace? You know what I mean? Guess who's, you know what I mean, still had to going to work at low, because now I can't stop now. I just got us in a pub. We got bills to pay. I pay out the rest. So I'm working in the neck brace. You know what I mean? And I'm doing more than that. Guess who's eating pussy and fucking in the neck brace? You know what I mean?
You're getting everything.
I'm doing everything.
In a neck brace,
I'm in a neck brace, going to work, door dashing in the neck brace.
Was she
you know
working?
what I mean? She started working maybe like 6 months after that, but she was collecting the unemployment. She was still getting the unemployment. She was
you did say
she was still getting money. It was during
yeah.
COVID, the 2020, right?
Understood.
You know what I mean? So, but mind you, my thing is this. And no nigga understand. A lot of niggas, they give me shit. It's okay. But it's just a fact, bro. So 7-8 months, I'm in a neck brace. And because of that, I'm forced to sleep on my back because I can't turn because I like injure myself in my sleep. So I'm forced to sleep on my back. That's important to it. So full access, if you know where the story is going. So I'm forced to sleep on my back 7-8 months straight. I'm eating pussy. I'm fucking. I'm going to work. I'm paying the bills. I didn't get head the whole time I was in the neck brace. So,
it's good thing you left her. Cause that's fucked up.
That's
My man can't even move his neck, and you got him eating. Girl, bro.
I mean, I was a freaking nigga. She didn't have to ask. I was gonna do it anyway.
That's some wild shit that you was doing that in the fucking neck brace.
My nigga was like, "How you doing it with this stiff neck down?"
Was she just sitting on you?
I was getting it done. I was down there getting it done. I was in the.
Your ass said, "If there's a will, there's a way."
My hips and my neck got nothing to do with each other. You know what I'm saying? What are you talking about?
Hey, my neck's still, so I'm good.
I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I was getting it done. You know what I mean?
That's wild.
Ibuprofen.
That's wild.
I was getting it done. You know what I'm saying? But I was just
So sorry.
I was feeling a lack of gratification, a lack of appreciation for how much work I was putting in. As a matter of fact, she was almost stressing me out more during the relationship. It was almost like, when I look back at it, it was almost like she almost resented me for my strength in the situation. You know what I'm saying? Because I learned that because after that, she got into a light car crash. Now, it wasn't even a serious car. Someone sideswiped her, and she never told me. And it was when I came home one day, and I looked at the side of her car, and I was like, the fuck happened here? And I went to go tell her. She was like, I asked her, what happened to your car? She was like, oh, yeah, I was in a slight car accident. I was like, why didn't you tell me? You called me. You know what I mean? She was like, because I was really scared to drive after that, and I was like going through anxiety.
That's the main reason.
And she was like, I saw how you handled your car accident and how you were still driving and doing everything right after that, and I felt like you wasn't gonna feel for me because of how you handled it. You wasn't gonna feel me. And I was like, no, you're a woman. I'm a man.
You are two different strengths.
I was like, why would you think that I would hold you to the same standard? I was so mad at
That's
my head.
because she know how she treated you during yours. So she felt like, oh, well, he might do the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, why would you think I wouldn't care about you going through why are you shitting on my character like that? Like, I'm not going to care about my woman going through a car accident just because I had to keep pushing in the neck brace. Now I'm not going to care because you went through some shit. That's crazy. I was like, how could you think that about me? I was just like, what the fuck? It really blew my mind. I was like, that's crazy, dog, because I wouldn't do nothing but like gave you mad love. Like, come on, man. Like, that's just crazy to me. And I also felt like she started more arguments or like fucked with me more when I was in the neck brace. Like, I looked back, I was like, I felt like she saw it as a moment of me being vulnerable. Mm-hmm. I presented too much strength all the time, I guess.
She found your weakness.
And she was like, oh, he weak now. Mm-hmm. Let me fuck with him now. You know, I felt like she tried me a lot more when I was in the neck brace. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird. She was like threatened by my strength. She was like, don't you want your man to be strong? Don't you want your man to keep... I couldn't understand what the fuck. I couldn't understand it. I had to get out of there eventually because I was like, this ain't it. I was like, I couldn't understand what the fuck was going on there. You know, I just think to myself, I dare you to tell that story to any future man you dealing with. That, my nigga literally almost died for me and broke his neck for me, and still literally niggas be like, I literally broke my neck to get this apartment. You know what I mean? And even after I broke up with her, because I could have been spiteful. Because I had to write a whole letter to the leasing office to sign it over to her. Because I was the head of the lease, really. You know what I'm saying? I had to write a whole letter. I gave it because I had my mother lived in a 4,500 square foot, 4, 5, 6 bedrooms in Boston, Edison, whatever. I had a place to move back to. She couldn't move back with her moms. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, you know what? I'll let you have the apartment. You know what I'm saying? And And she's still there to this day. I think she might move out this year. I don't know. But she's still there to this day. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, I got my own apartment because I knew I could do it again. I did it again. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't got to be spiteful. So even after the end of the relationship, I was like, I'll let you have it. Whatever. I'll go start back from scratch. You know what I mean? And even after all of that, I'm like, the nigga that you tried to paint me as was never that nigga. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why the fuck. It still bugs me out because I can't imagine. You think a nigga gonna break their neck for you again? Like, not if they hear about me. Not if they hear about me because I done gave all I got to give and never cheated the whole time. You know what I mean? So it's like, and I had a couple of chicks try me too. The funny thing is that I'm talking to this one chick now that tried me back then. I got my ex a job at a place I worked at for 2 years, right? And there was nothing but servers there and bad. And I never got on none of them. And even that's why I got her a job that 2 years working. And none of them girls that ever worked together be like, oh, your man tried to do none of that shit. And I had a girl that gave me her phone number. And after my girl started working, she said, oh, that's why you never called me because you had a girl or something. I was like, yeah, I never. And later on, like a couple months ago, she told me that made her like me even more. Like after my girl started working there, she saw that I did have a girl and didn't hit her up. She's like, oh, he loyal. Oh, I like him. She was like,
yeah.
And in my mind, I'm like, what the fuck is just evil? Just
gotta stay clear, steer clear from them.
Evil,
because they do not care. They like, oh. Maybe he'll treat me like that. No, baby, you get him how
you get him how you find. Yeah, for real. That shit was bugging me out. So I learned a lot. I learned a whole lot in that relationship. You know what I mean? And just bugs me out. You know what I mean? I still hope one day she find happiness. You know what I'm saying? But I know she damaged on some certain level where it's gonna be hard for her. And to me, I think she can't. I ain't do that much damage in the relationship for real. To her, at least she did more damage to me. She opened my eyes a lot more, and I feel like Because, I don't know, I feel like I set a bar that's going to be hard for a lot of niggas to go reach, you know what I'm saying? Because she ain't giving that. Anyway, next question I got here. So,
wait, let's take a bathroom break.
Bathroom break? All right, no doubt. 2 hours we be in here. Bathroom break, video editor, we going to solve this, know what I mean? Like it never happened. Know what I mean? We good.
Take a quick. We was going 2 hours.
How you feel about it so far? That's crazy. Yeah, that's what people always say. That's good. That's a good sign. People always never. All right, we back. Well, I'll give you a second. You good? You text your people. You good?
Ain't nobody worry about me.
All right, we back. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got one last never have I ever. You know what I mean? I got to move on to the other topics here. You know what I mean? Never. Let me just think. Yeah, no, never have. But I also said to my knowledge, I've never been cheated on. So whatever. So never have I ever snooped through someone's phone.
Definitely did. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, look.
I'll just drink with you out of solidarity. You know what I mean?
Definitely did. I'm gonna take the whole one for you, cause, ooh, baby, I really just got in trouble for that. Like my whole last relationship, he like, bro, you invaded my privacy, and I couldn't grasp it at the moment. Like, okay, I really did, but then after, like, that motherfucker stood on business. Mm-hmm. He stopped talking, and I was like, hey, look, I'm sorry, I ain't never doing that shit again. Never. Oh my God.
Cheers.
I gotta be double, but
that shit was it. What flavor is this? Oh God, damn. Oh, felt that one. That must have been the Lulu. I gave you the Espelon. That was better. Damn. But yeah, you went through the phone. Did you find anything?
Yeah. Like the first couple times, but that was like in the beginning of the relationship, and then after I did, he actually knew the very first time I did it. And he like, I think it was like, we wasn't even in a relationship, but we was getting starting to. Yeah. And he like, look, I know what you did. And he like, I left it open for you. And I'm like, yeah, well, I bit, so. He was like, I left it there to see if he was going to bite. I said, oh, I most definitely did. And he apologized for everything that I seen. He didn't know what I seen. But he like, look, we just starting off. So, but yeah, after that, I definitely did multiple times after that. But I didn't see anything like them other times. And it was just like, why are you doing this? And in my head, I'm like, girl, stop, because at this point he not doing nothing, and he really wasn't. Not no more. No more. After he knew, like, okay, yeah, she really trying to see if I'm doing something. He was really not doing shit. Yeah. And my stupid ass trying to find a problem.
For real.
What are you trying to find a problem for?
What are you trying to find?
I don't know. And it was just all I honestly knew what it was is past relationships, and I'm sitting here bringing it to this one. Yeah. And I'm like, I can't be doing that. Yeah. I can't be doing that.
I'll finish that real quick a little bit. Yes. I'm gonna pour you another one. I got you. But yeah, you can't be doing that. Can't be doing that, man. You got good guys out here.
Ladies,
you know what I'm saying?
don't do it.
They exist. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna lose 30 pounds in 2 weeks.
Oh my God. I ain't gonna lie. My last breakup did help me lose some weight. I got in better shape. No man works out harder than a man after a breakup. Let me tell you. You know what I mean? After the breakup, I ain't have all these. I came back around one time. She couldn't even give it a call. She said, "You looking thick?" I was like, "What's thick mean?" I don't know, just thick. I was like, "So you can't say a nigga? You can't acknowledge all the build.
Can't say I look good.
Yeah, you can't say.
Just go ahead and say. Mm-hmm.
Let's go ahead and say because I've been working out like a motherfucker doing push-ups. Like this bitch, one bitch ain't shit, two bitch ain't shit.
Okay.
I was down there. I was down there.
Like one bitch, two bitch, three bitch, four.
For real.
How many bitches?
I'm telling you, I was down there pumping. You know what I mean? So yeah,
definitely not doing that again. I regret doing it, especially with that one.
Yeah,
especially with that one. But the rest of them, nah. I meant to do that.
Y'all deserved it. I guess. Mm-hmm. Y'all deserved it. Nah,
because what the fuck?
Suspicion well placed.
Bruh, usually the shit that I find is crazy. You gotta know where to look.
Before I get into the second half, because I definitely got a question there. One thing I wanted to address, I don't think I ever brought up on a podcast, but this happened to me in high school. Like high school, right around high school. This is when I realized that the modern dating world was not for me. I realized that it wasn't, because I'm always a person more geared towards relationships. And I remember when guys was telling me, and it still blows my mind to this day. And my opinion is, any girl that allows this to happen is damaged. I still stand by it. Any girl that allows this to happen is damaged. I'm telling you, fellas, damaged. I don't give a fuck what you think it is. Damaged. All right.
What was the situation?
Not the situation. It's like a thing. Like I'm the dumbass.
Oh.
So niggas was telling me, I'll never forget it, that there was fucking bitches without kissing them.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, in my mind growing up, you know, there's the bases, first base. These niggas is going straight to home base, skipping all the bases pretty much, going to base 3 maybe, then going straight home. And I'm like,
I never really understood it. I like the intimacy.
Yeah,
you gonna kiss me, motherfucker.
Yeah, I was always about.
And if you don't want to kiss me, then something wrong, and then I don't want to do nothing.
That's how I always felt about it, dog. I'm like, how was you? That when I first heard that, I thought they was lying. No. And the fact that I kept hearing it, moved to Detroit and kept hearing it, I'm like,
it's the fact that I know a female.
This is what y'all really doing out here. I think I only fucked 2 girls without kissing them, and I think the second chick, bro, this was crazy, bro. So I hit it one time, whatever. The second time, we still ain't kissed the whole time. I hit it the first time, we ain't kissed that time. I'm hitting it the second time, and I'm like, I'm a lover boy. I'm still like, and I still am kind of, you know what I mean? So tell me how I'm hitting it. I'm hitting it.
How the fuck was missionary?
I was just choking. We was in mission. That's what I'm saying. I was just choking you. You let me choke you. We in there, we getting it on, whatever. You know what I mean? And like, mind you, in the second time of missionary, I leaned down for a kiss. And the bitch go like this. The bitch not trying to kiss me. I'm like, dog. I'm really in my head stopped fucking with her after that. She found some reason to not want to fuck with me after that. But I was like, bitch, you was so damaged. You was so damaged. I don't believe nothing you said before this shit.
No, I really.
You know what I mean?
I knew a female who don't like being kissed. And then after like getting to know her and like knowing her story, I'm like, yeah, you, baby girl, you need some work.
So it's my opinion that like any girl that would allow you to fuck them without kissing them is a highly damaged woman that you need to run for the chopper.
Because she's most definitely one of the ones that's doing with everybody.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
They just, to me, it feels like they just give up. Like they don't even care no more.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, well, it's just a feel. But baby, that feel ain't the feel that you want. You need to feel loved.
Yeah.
Cause me, that's all I want.
I'm telling you.
My dumb ass be looking at it, looking for it in the wrong places.
Man.
Need to stop looking for it and just let it find me.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's crazy. I'm just saying that blew my mind, and I'm still standing on business. Like I don't think I'll ever do it again. I will never fuck a bitch that I didn't kiss first. I don't think I'll ever do it again. I did it once or twice, whatever. I was thinking with my dick. I was a little younger, you know what I mean? I'm 39. I'm not doing it no more.
If we ain't starting off and you kissing me, then baby, something wrong.
For real, because it's like you gotta build that intimacy, man. Come on, man. That was
even
ridiculous.
if it's just a hit it and quit it. God damn.
And I met your kids.
Oh.
She was a single. I met your kids, and I felt guilty about that. That was one of the first times I ever fucked with a single mother, bro. And I changed my rules on that. I used to be like, single mothers is disqualified. That was why I used to be like, listen, I will never deal with a single mother. You know what I mean? But I thought about my mother, you know what I mean? And I got a brother that's my brother. I don't remember not knowing him. But at the end of the day, he's my stepfather's son. But my stepfather and my mother been together so long that I literally do not remember not knowing my brother. So that's my brother. That's my brother for real. I swear to God, that's my brother. I'll go fight. Don't fuck with my brother. I'll beat your fucking ass. Don't fuck with my brother. I swear to God. I'll put up to New York with something different, nigga. I'm in Detroit. I will drive to New York for a reason, nigga. Don't fuck with my brother. You know what I'm saying? He's like,
we're making a trip.
Don't fuck with my brother. I'm making a trip. Don't fuck with my brother. You know what I'm saying? But look, there was a time when I'm not fucking with single mothers. I'm not, you know what I mean? But I thought about my mother, and I thought about my stepfather, and I thought about the kid that I was. Never in my whole life did I ever look at my stepfather like someone I could ask for anything. and I never asked him for nothing. And there was a time where my stepfather used to hit my mother, right? But I personally put an end to that in high school. You know what I mean? I remember this story that Will Smith told where, like, he said in the interview that he always felt like a coward because his father used to hit his mother and he never did nothing about it. You know what I mean? So he said he always felt like a coward for not doing nothing about it. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, I'm not a naturally violent kid. I've never, like, gone to blows with my stepfather like that. You know what I mean? But I remember one time in high school. It was a couple times before that I had stepped in. But there's one time in high school, I might have been my second year. When I told y'all I was benching 275. My stepfather is built like my brother, real skinny guy. Skinny guy. Taller than me, but skinny guy. And mind you, at the time, I'm benching 275. I was strong. I was either as strong as I am right now or stronger. I was a strong motherfucker. So there was arguing or whatever. And you know, when parents argue, you always listen as a kid. So I'm listening into the arguing. And I could always tell when the argument was going past where it should. So this one time in high school, I walked over there. And I heard him arguing, whatever. And he had my mother, like, he was like holding her by her shoulders or whatever, like holding her like this or whatever, right? And I went and so he had his hands around her, like her shoulders, whatever the fuck. So I grabbed him like, my bad, right here, like by his wrist, you know what I'm saying? I grabbed by both wrists, I was holding him, right? And so he had his, and I grabbed him right behind both wrists. I was holding him as strong as I could, like, because I was mad. Very mad, but I was still in control, right? But I wasn't necessarily thinking that clearly. So I went in there and I grabbed him behind his wrist, and I was just holding him there. And of course, the moment I grabbed, he let go. But I'll never forget this moment. I don't give a fuck if you watch it, nigga. You know it's the truth. So I remember he was like, "Get the fuck off me! Get the fuck off of me!" And I remember he flailed with his whole body weight, like. Flailed like this, and he couldn't. I was just holding him, and he felt the strength. You know what I mean? And after holding him for a second, with him going, "Get off," and I'm still holding him like he couldn't get loose of my grip, I then let go of him. And then I left the room. That was the last time he ever touched my mom. That was the last time.
Because he
knew.
Put your hands on my mama one more time.
He knew. He felt the strength. He knew, nigga. If I was a
you gonna catch more than a wrist grab.
Type of nigga, your shit would have been knocked the fuck off, nigga. But at the end of the day, I knew what type of kid I was, and I knew that, like, if he would have just poured into me a little bit more, if he was a little bit more of an actual nurturing father figure, you know what I mean? I was open to a relationship. To this day, we have a decent relationship. You know what I mean? Not the friendliest, because there's always like a little bit, but I always showed him respect because I respected my mother. You know what I mean? And I showed him respect out of respect for my mother, because like everyone in my family tried to tell my mother to leave this nigga, you know, for real, and she was just didn't want to for whatever reason. You know what I mean? So I was like okay with that. So I was like, I love my mom, and me creating friction with this man would only deteriorate the situation. You know what I mean? So I never did such a thing out of maturity, whatever. I just didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But I also understood that it's not impossible for a man to step into a situation and provide that leadership and that male presence, and it be appreciated by the kid and the mother. You know what I mean? And with this shorty I did once or twice, I remember one time she left the room, right? And her 2 kids was there, and I knew from before. We had talked about whatever. So she left the room for whatever. Her 2 kids was there, and these kids been looking at me the whole time, low key sneaking looks. Right when she left the room, I remember that she had a boy and a girl, and the boy was like, "You know my name? What's my name?" And I was like, I knew his name, so I said his name. Like, you know my name? So we started talking for a second. You know what I mean? And I still remember this little connection that for little she wasn't even there. And I was talking to these little kids for a second, you know what I'm saying? And I saw myself in them to a degree. And I saw how a male presence was really absent to a degree, you know what I mean? And I saw how they saw one man, for whatever reason, at that time, had a caring face. I was caring, you know what I mean? Kind face, you know what I mean? I saw them. And even though, like I said, she wasn't with him, we eventually broke up. At the end of the day, I didn't even feel bad for her. I felt bad for the kids. Because I was like, damn. I could tell that those kids would be receptive to a really good stepfather. You know what I mean? And you such a they probably ain't never gonna get that chance because of how you.
That's why I don't want to be.
You know what I mean?
That I used to be.
You know what I mean? That's something they never gonna get that chance because of how you dealing with shit. You know, it's just fucked up. You know what I mean? I felt bad for the kids more than I did for her. You know what I mean? I was like, damn, it's fucked up that they not. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
I can understand like not wanting to date a single mother because we go through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
And we got to deal with a lot of shit, especially when it comes to the father part.
Yeah.
Like it's either toxic or it's good, and half of the time it can be up and down.
Yeah.
Especially like my end, it's an up and down situation. But for the most part, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
So I feel like I keep moving forward. It's been pretty good. And for me, well, with me, as far as dating, I don't let nobody meet my kids until I know.
A certain point.
Yeah.
I respect the hell out of that, and I would have liked that more than that, more in that situation, especially because. But I guess because how she, I don't know. I'm good with kids to a degree. I remember one time, the only other single mother I had there. I remember she had a daughter. Her daughter was mad young, like 2 years old. And this is literally the only time I was over her house. Whatever. The whole time I'm waiting for some head. I ain't gonna lie to you. I came over there for a reason. You know what I mean?
I came for my purpose. I'm trying to get it and go.
But the whole time I'm doing whatever. It's the movie night, whatever. I'm playing the game or whatever. And a kid comes around, whatever. And it's just naturally who I maybe because my little sister, whatever happened, right? I see the little kid. She like 2 years old, bro. But she's walking around and shit. She just play for want to have fun or whatever. And I seen her. She had like snot coming from her nose. You know what I mean? And I just couldn't take it. I have a thing with snot. I hate snot. I used to tell my little sister this, like, dead ass, I've been sick. I haven't blown my nose in years. I know I'm crazy for this, but I don't fuck with snot. But when my little sister was smaller, I used to have to hold the tissue that my grandmother did, let her blow her nose in the tissue, and I would wipe her or whatever. And I used to tell her, bro, I don't blow my own nose. I'm only doing this because I love you, right? And I would take the tissue, whatever, let her do it, whatever, throw it away. So this little kid running around with snot in her nose, and I don't like seeing the snot. So I told that little kid, I was like, she couldn't even talk. I was like, come here. But, you know, kids can like sense, like, I don't know. She could like.
I honestly say kids know when a person is good.
Yeah.
Because they're attractive.
Yeah, yeah. So
they be more gravitated towards.
I was looking at it. I looked at it a couple of times. I was like, so I told her to come here. Little kid told her to come here. I took a little tissue and I wiped her nose. You know what I mean? And I had to go away. And the mother looked at me. She was like, her dad can't even do that. Her dad doesn't do that. You know what I mean?
So sad.
And I was like, damn,
I don't like that.
That's fucked up. You know what I mean? But I could tell she liked me after that more.
She was like, oh, interacting with my kid. No, for real. Listen, that's how we be though. Because like when my ex, when he actually interacted with my kids, and mind you, I didn't have nobody around for the longest. Nobody meets my kids. My oldest, only one man ever met her while we was dating, and she actually been around him multiple times. Mm-hmm. But the new one, she ain't been around nobody. So this dude, he knew. She like, oh, this not my daddy. This somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and my baby, I feel like kids really do know good people because my kids never liked the people.
Yeah.
They don't like nobody.
Yeah.
If they know you good, then they be like, oh, hey.
Yeah,
they want to give you a hug and everything. And the first time they seen this man, they looked at him and they got so excited. And they was like, oh, hey, asking him his name. My old dude, she asking so many questions. I'm like, watch her.
How old is your oldest one?
She's 5.
5? Yeah.
And baby, she talk.
Communicative.
He been telling me, like, he was like, she asked me, like, one day he was just in the room playing the game. And she asked him, like, oh, do you sleep right there? I was like, why the fuck is she asking you that? But I understood because she used to her dad being with somebody in the bed with him or whatever. So she asking like, okay, you here and you been here for a couple of days. So where you sleeping at? And I was just like, she just curious. Like my baby was very curious, and I say that about every kid that asks like crazy questions. They just curious. Like, you shouldn't get mad at them for the questions they ask, because they ask some crazy ass questions.
That matters a lot. It
do.
It matters a lot. You know what I mean? And They always say eyes is the window to the soul. You know what I mean? I feel like kids is way more receptive and perceptive. They could feel it.
Yeah.
You know, they could feel it. You know what I mean?
They do.
I think because I'm a guy I always feel like any man that runs from responsibility robs himself of purpose in his life.
You rob yourself
You know
of
what I mean?
happiness, honestly.
Yeah. Because if you think you're a king, there's no way you can think you're a king and also run from responsibility. Because a king is responsible for every corner of the kingdom. If you ever really watch Game of Thrones, what have they got? Bunch of people coming up to them asking them, what about my goats? What about this? What about that? And he has to take in consideration the entire. So being a king means the maximum amount of responsibility. So if you're running from responsibility, you're not a king, my nigga.
You're not a king at all.
You're not a king. Kings don't run from responsibility. Kings take on responsibility, take on the shit, and go to war and put it on their back and fucking lead the shit. That's what kings do. You run from responsibility, you're not really a king, my guy, for real. So when I look at these kids, I'm not running away from the burden of guidance, the burden of providing, the burden of. I'm not running away from it. I'm just trying to decide if the situation is worth me shouldering such a burden. You know what I mean? So they don't see fear when they look at me. You know what I mean? They see compassion. You know what I mean? And I think about the story of I think a lot about the story of Lucifer rising up against God in heaven. Like when you look at that story, it's like I used to ask myself, do you still have free will in heaven? Like you do all of this to get to heaven, to be good, we get to heaven. Then when you get to heaven, do you still have the ability to do whatever you want? And when you think about Lucifer and the fall of Lucifer, he was a cherished angel in heaven. He was allowed to look at God in the face. Not all angels was allowed to do that. So he was one of the highest level angels in heaven. And he was allowed to plot a rebellion in heaven and gather angels to his side and fight a whole war in heaven. And they said in the Bible, God was looking at this with compassion, and he laughed. And of course, he eventually ended it. But it's like you have free will even in heaven. You know what I mean? And God's looking at literally the devil being manifested in front of him. And you don't think God could have killed the devil? You don't think God could have, but instead he banished him and showed mercy. So it's like when you think about killing somebody, God didn't kill the devil. He's the literal devil, and God didn't kill him. God banished him and sent him away. You know what I mean? So, but it's because God is in control. It's ultimate control. Like it's like, why? It's like, because at the end of the day, God wants to be loved. It's like almost like a toxic thing he has. He wants to be loved, and he knows the only way to be loved for real is free will. I have to give you the free will to do what you want to do. That way your love is real. Even if you up here in heaven already. If you don't fuck with me for real, I gotta allow you to feel that way and allow you to rise a little. I'm like, damn. You looking at him like, damn. What led this nigga not to? It's crazy. I feel bad for him, man. I want the best for him, but you know what? I'm gonna give him a whole little domain. I'm gonna give him hell. Let him run over there. You know what I mean? Let him. I think God uses the devil as a tool to test human spirits for free will. You know what I mean? To like give you that choice, or you want to go with. But I just say that to say like. Even with the worst character, even the worst situation, God's looking with compassion and love. You know what I mean? And it's like, even with the worst situations, that's how I look at it too. You know, like how you say you see the beauty in everything. You know what I mean? It's like, it's fucked up as the situation could be. With the right mindsets and the right, it could be the most beautiful situation ever. You never know. You know what I mean? So, I'm just saying, man, it's a crazy world. I'm gonna stop. God damn it, I talk too much. I'm sorry. All right. Now
that is the point of the podcast, babes.
That's why I have a podcast. Because I talk a lot.
Listen.
I talk a lot. I do talk a lot. I'm sorry. Yeah, I mean, I picked the right profession. But look. So, would you consider yourself as high maintenance?
High maintenance, like personal?
Yeah.
What, your hygiene, basically? That's what
hygiene is a high maintenance.
For me, or just period?
Do you consider yourself high maintenance?
Not really.
Not really. You don't strike me as high maintenance, to be honest with you.
That.
You know what I mean?
Lie to you. I'm not one of them like, oh, I must have. I'm not materialistic at all. Mm-hmm. I don't give a fuck about brands or nothing. Like, I'm gonna wear what I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna have what I'm gonna have.
Yeah, girls ain't never had to worry about what they wearing. Y'all pull niggas in rainbow outfits. Y'all know that.
You hear me? I pull a nigga in the moo.
It ain't never about what y'all wear. Yeah,
exactly. But I'm not materialistic. I would not say I'm high maintenance.
So what is life like on Instagram as a pretty girl? Do you need an assistant for your DMs?
No. I'm honestly, bro, you see the followers I got, I don't get no attention. If I get attention, it's from people that know me. Motherfuckers that don't know me, I just be like, okay, I don't give a fuck.
Well, let me tell you, you're a pretty girl.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? And when I was talking shit to my father, look who I'm about to have on a podcast this weekend. look at me out here getting it done. Look at Shorty. She be like, ooh, she nice. I want you to know I got a whole lot of ooh, she nice. You know, I let you know I got a whole lot of those. You know what I mean?
That's why we get a lot of that when you post it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like I enjoy the affirmations and the the praises. Thank you.
Yeah.
With no high maintenance, no.
What is your favorite dating app?
I don't have a favorite.
You don't got a favorite?
No.
Well, which dating apps have you fucked with?
I dabbled in all of them. I ain't even gonna lie. I didn't did Tagged. I didn't did Hinge.
I got banned off Hinge. The Hinge was my favorite one.
Why did you get banned?
I know why. Because see, Hinge. I liked Hinge because Hinge allowed you to leave a voice note on your profile.
Oh yeah.
And as a nigga with a New York accent or whatever, like I'm very articulate. How I communicate a lot different than niggas you're gonna meet in the hood. So I love that you can hear me talk for a second. You know, and I love also being able to hear women talk because that disqualified a lot of them. If I hear you talking a certain way.
I like hearing people's voice too.
Yeah, I like hearing.
I gotta know what you sound like.
Yeah, because that tells me hearing you talk for 50 tells me a lot about you. Unfortunately, you know what I mean. So that I love that. But what happened with Hinge is Hinge allows you to send a message to the person. Mm-hmm. And I got drunk and horny one night, and I was sending some wild messages, dog. I was kind of insulting them a little bit, but I meant it in a good way because I was on my push-up shit. I was on my shit, so I was like, "Girl, you got no ass. You got no ass, girl." You know what I'm saying? But look, I'll lay on the floor. You can do face squats on me. You know, I'll help you can build that ass up. I was doing all type of.
You was wilding.
You can sit on my face, get down there. I'm gonna have you build your shit. I was doing all type of perverted personal trainer type shit.
Nah, I see waking up being bloated.
And a couple of chicks probably was like, report. And
like, no, he didn't just call me skinny and no ass. The fuck?
For real, right? For real.
But no,
I got banned off Hinge.
Yeah, I didn't try Tagged, Hinge.
I gotta hit up Tagged. I didn't know Tagged existed. I'm gonna see what that's up.
Don't go on there. It ain't a bunch of nothing but fucking drunks on there. Drunks and pervs. No.
Sound like Tinder.
I ain't never been on Tinder. That's the crazy thing. Never been on Tinder.
Yeah, that girl I was talking about that I was with for 5-6 years, met her on Tinder.
Wow. That's crazy because a lot of people be having relationships out of Tinder. And I just be like, damn.
Met her on Tinder.
Tinder supposed to be just for fucking.
Yeah, in my defense, I never used online dating apps until I moved to Michigan. But because I was in a space where I didn't know nobody, and to go to the bars, you had to like. I wasn't with drunk driving at the time to a degree, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm from New York. I'm used to like taking buses and trains. Even when you go to the party, you ain't gotta. So I'm like, I gotta drive to a bar, go meet a show. I'm like, I can't like.
It's too fucking much.
It's just too much. So I was like, I got into more online dating when I first got out here because I didn't know nobody, no social network or whatever. So yeah, I met her on Tinder. You know what I mean? But whatever, it all had to happen to lead to here, I guess. Because if I didn't break my neck, I wouldn't have changed my life. Whatever.
Yeah. I only started because I'm very antisocial and I didn't go outside. So I was just like.
You say you was a homebody. So you say you tried Tagged,
Hinge,
Facebook
dating.
I know that.
I don't even know if I tried anymore. I tried the what is it? It's the one for all the girls.
Bumble.
No, I never tried Bumble.
I just got on Bumble.
I think
I got no luck on Bumble. But yeah.
Her or something like that. It was something. It's just for women though. Yeah, I done tried a couple of them, but I never really meet people off of them. I really only dated somebody like and physically met them like once, and that was off of Tagged. And I was just like, oh. But
now I gotta download Tagged.
Don't do it. I promise you, it's a bunch of drunks and just girls that just scamming and everything. I promise you, it's just aunts and uncles.
See, my Tinder is on straight demon time. I ain't gonna lie to you, even though it's not no success. My Tinder's on demon time. I'll get you another cup. That's mine. Oh, all right. I'll take the risk. Sorry. What you call it? So my Tinder's on Demon Time.
Hey.
My Facebook is on networking, as you saw. You know, basically, just for the podcast. It's how I've gotten a good 3, 4, 5 guests off a Facebook date. You know what I mean? Just networking, using it for that. You know what I mean? And Bumble, I most recently made, and the Bumble account is right now. I set it up for like more looking for an actual relationship. You know what I mean? Because
it's like getting out in the world. It's just be like, hold on.
Bumble
and people do too much.
But Bumble is like, I use it like I don't mention my Instagram or what I do it, or I mention more my jobs. Maybe like I try to keep CharlieGtv, whatever, like a secret on Bumble. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I feel like it affects the situation. It affects how they might think of me or think of what I'm doing or something. Like I just don't want it to be a factor.
Honestly. If they can't accept it, then they ain't for you.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
That's true.
So just be yourself completely. Don't be giving nobody just 50% of yourself. Give them all.
But I want them to.
But I do understand it. And then, like, some people take that as advantage and they be like, oh, let me go ahead and use him for this.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean?
Nah.
And I want. So Bumble, I don't mention my Instagram at all. I'm trying to keep that. You know what I mean? Is you know, because you know. Like I said, I don't want the unnecessary, the women that are coming there just because of that necessarily. You know what I mean? So I try to keep that under wraps on Bumble. You know what I mean? But I ain't even heard the tag. I got to shout out. I got to hit up tag.
I promise you, it's ghetto over there. Don't go there.
No, because Tinder's ghetto too, and I ain't get no action on
I ain't
Tinder.
Never been to Tinder.
So if my Tinder ain't working, I got to get on tag then.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
No. Tag is a bunch of aunts and uncles. It's a bunch of unks up on there, and they be trying to get in where they fit in.
I still ain't going Black People Meet, dog.
I actually no, it was Blacked. I think that was called.
That's terrible. That's a porn category.
No. Oh, fuck you! And I'm mad I said it.
I'm mad.
Now y'all into where get off my browser, bro. But no, it is. It's something Black people. I know that.
Yeah. I'm mad. You know what Black is?
Black gentry, something like that. Some shit with all the educated Black people on there.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I went on there too, but then they wanted me to pay for it, and I was like, hell no.
Nah.
I ain't paying for shit. Meet somebody. Fuck that. I go to the bar and pay for some drinks.
But then I always think about the girls I meet because I ain't gonna lie. A couple times when I went with my homie, I went out to the bar and when I'm in a bar situation, the first couple times I went out to a bar and I tried to actually bag a shorty, like thinking like it's gonna lead to something. It ain't never lead to shit. You know what I mean? So I feel like not to say nothing, but I just feel like the shorties I meet at a bar at 1 a.m. ain't gonna be the one. I know I'm crazy.
You're not the one that you want to date.
Yeah, they want to date for real. You know
they
what I mean?
They just in there for a good time, not a long time.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So when I'm in there, more times than not, when I'm at a bar late at night, like last time I was out there, I might have got like 3 chicks Instagrams, but I'm more pitching for like something you say. I'm trying to get them as podcast guests. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily pursue them for real necessarily. You know what I mean? So that's what I do more times when I meet chicks in real life at the late night bar situation.
No,
you know
now I mean? my Facebook dating, that's just for me to find some female friends. Because I'm by myself right now. I don't got no female friends. And it's hard to find genuine female friends that's just not about to secretly hate you or secretly like jealous and all that other stuff. Like, bro, I don't want to go through that no more.
Female friendships.
That shit was weird. Like, come on. I just want somebody to genuinely be there for me when I'm there for them. We, it's so hard to actually find a female friend.
Is not as real men relationships. I feel like because
I feel like men had the best relationships with each other than women do because women always in competition with each other.
And men be in competition too, but we more open about it.
Y'all speak y'all motherfucking minds to each other
about it. You know what I mean?
Y'all not secretly like, man, I hate this nigga.
That's why you'll get women at a podcast, and so many times I've seen it 10 times, bro, 100 times. Women be like, "What are you?" It's like, we're a 10. She's a 10. We're all 10s. Like, y'all don't think y'all all 10s. Why y'all
really
lying?
don't.
Why y'all lying?
You know your friend. You feel like your friend is really beneath you.
But you gonna say she a 10.
You just gonna say it a 10 because you don't want her to go nowhere.
Yeah.
Because you want to be up under her.
Yeah.
In her energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no.
Yeah, girls do a lot.
And then I hate the females that be sitting there and they try to like belittle another female in front of niggas. Don't try to show your ass in front of no niggas. But relax, babes.
Guys do that too a little bit. I have met a couple guys.
In the end, the nigga not gonna want the bitch that's sitting there trying to belittle her friend. They gonna want the friend that you belittling.
Yeah.
Cut it out. It ain't worth it. Like I done went through so much. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I literally only have one friend that's a female, and that we can actually just like we still cool to this day. But we don't have to talk every day. But as soon as we do talk, it's like we never even like fucking missed a day.
Yep, I got a couple homies like that. We just locked in like that. It just be like vibration is a thing. You know what I'm saying?
But it's like now I'm like, damn, I miss having a female friend. Like I'm used to having a female friend like every day. My sister, like, damn, like I can do gay shit with. I can't do no gay shit with nobody. I'm just here. Like,
are you spaghetti straight?
No, I'm not straight.
You're not straight?
No, I'm bisexual.
Bisexual. All right. I call it spaghetti straight.
Spaghetti straight.
Yeah, the reason I use that, you know what that is?
A little in between.
I say that because spaghetti is really straight. Check it out the box. It's really straight spaghetti.
Once you get it wet.
Till you get it wet. That's what I said. Then you all know.
No.
Spaghetti wet. You know what's happening.
No, I'm not just the spaghetti. Spaghetti. No, babes. I'm all way there. I look at women and men.
That's funny as
It's funny. It's like
listen,
being at work, I just be like.
The time went by too damn fast. You know what I mean? Hopefully you're open for a second appearance one day.
Hey,
you know what I mean? Would you ever come back?
Yes.
I love it. I appreciate it.
I had a good time.
You know what I mean? But the time is running out, so I gotta end with the last two questions. I had more, but time be flying sometimes. Time be flying. I gotta shut up. My bad. You know what I mean? But yeah. Listen. So if you had to give advice to your 20-year-old self, what would you tell her?
Ooh. Don't settle for less. Because that's what I did. I settled for just the bare minimum. And I didn't care as long as I felt like a person loved me. I felt like, oh, yeah, this is the one for me. But no. Don't settle for less.
Okay.
Know your worth.
All right, I respect that.
And don't push no kids.
I heard that. You know what I mean? I hope you live a very long, long life. You know what I mean? I hope you live a long time. You know what I mean? And I hope that you never know. Maybe you might be 80 years old, you know, talking shit to somebody on the porch. You're like, you know, one time I was on this podcast in 4K talking my shit. Let me show you the episode. You know what I mean? So if you ever pull this up and you're 80 years old, what is a message you want to have for your 80-year-old self looking back at this footage?
Girl, you the shit, and you know you are. So, everything you accomplished, good job. I'm proud of you. Man, talking to an 80-year-old me?
80-year-old you.
Oh, I hope I accomplished everything I put my mind to.
Do you still want to get married one day?
Oh, of course. That's the main goal for me.
I always want to say
I want to be married, and I'm going to give my husband as many kids as he wants.
I love that. I love that because a nigga like me want a lot of kids. I'm just
like, I don't be understanding. Like, they be like, oh, you want to get married? How many kids you want? I say I only want 3, but if I get married and my husband is, and we in this, I'm giving him however many kids he wants.
How many kids you got now?
I have 2.
2? You have a boy and a girl?
2 girls.
2 girls. Oh, look at the girl clan. I love it. You know what I mean? Fuck it. All right, fine. I gotta shit. Appreciate it. But look, man, I appreciate the fuck out of you coming on here. What is going on here? Why have you decided to forsaken the listen, bro, you got one job, all right? You fucking why is you acting like a little hoe ass? Why you acting like you're doing it? You was just connected. What's wrong with you? My outro music fucking up. But listen, there's a lot of places your ears could be. I'm honored they chose to be with me. When in doubt, use calm honesty to express your vision. And most of all, thanks for listening.